Hello, this is Kylie J.N.S. and happy Friday. And we are going to do our weekly tarot as per usual. I just want to make sure that my sound is good. Okay, there we go. Okay. And so, yes, happy Friday. I hope you guys had a great week. To be honest, my week was very relaxing. When I say I took an impromptu, like, self-care vacation for like the whole week. Like, I literally did nothing like the whole week. Like, no work, no writing, no thinking, no nothing, just relaxing the whole entire week. And that was by design because even last Friday, I had told you guys that I had, it was just like a energy slump. I had to really regather all of my energy back. So even last Friday when we did our reading, I didn't even quite look at any. And I said in the video, I don't have the energy to do world events last Friday, and I kind of wish I did because I'm like there was a lot that happened this week. But the things we did pick on did manifest, so we'll cover those cool things because we do got some cool information. But I just really needed to debrief. So the whole week, when I'm telling you, I when I say I just watched Bridgerton, relaxation, red light therapy every day, relaxing, getting my energy right. So my energy is a lot better in terms of stamina and being able to do a world event. I do feel comfortable being able to go up to that level in consciousness to be able to pull a bit more this week for next week rather. But yes, let's review what we discussed on July 12th. We specifically mentioned that there would be things with like some housing and then investments. So as far as world events, we did pick up something with relating to housing. That was going to be big this week, but also um, investments, like something with the investment world. And so I'll cover that. I said either a all-time low or all-time high, but it was something, some catalysts. Obviously, the global IT outage today it caused a lot of stocks to fall, but they were good. It was a massive tech sell-off, anyways. I guess they were doing some restructuring in the sector. So there was massive. Meta, come on, took a nosedive this week. So I was kept seeing stuff with the investment world. The housing, definitely, like the housing stuff I want to share with you guys is interesting. But I really wish, like, even if we look at, what the spread that you see on your screen from last week, to be honest, I'm not gonna hold you. uh, that Eight of Wands and that Seven of Cups definitely relates to some sort of procrastination and disorganization within travel on a global scale. And I couldn't catch it on Friday because I didn't even have the energy to be looking that deeply. And I said that in the video last week. I said right in this video, I don't have the energy. I'm feeling a little under the weather, and I don't have the energy to pull for major world events. And so I kind of was like, wow, like I could see it, like this IT outage. You could see it. This eight of wands and this seven of cups. That's your IT outage. Yeah, it's minor. It's minor though. It's not nothing that's deep. But as far as like that disorganization and procrastination, yes, it's minor. But yeah, as far as like that procrastination with the halting of that travel that happened this morning, again, it's something that they had grounded like all the flights today, like all of the flights due to like this IT glitch. Now I can't really see the IT glitch in this spread, but that travel, yeah, it's there. And I couldn't pick up on it because I didn't want to. And I had said, in the video, I don't have the energy for collective snooping as far as like going to that level of the earth record to look for a world event. I just couldn't do it last week. And I also do want to clear up, like, the notion that the tarot reading itself or tarot is a form like of of occult practice, or like MK Ultra, uh, a remnant of the MK Ultra based on, just this predictive programming thing. I just want to be very clear that the science of tarot um, is based on 125, the information that, again, the information that you have on this planet um, comes from a order that had their knowledge stolen, pretty much. And so when we look at, tarot and things of that nature, and we see clearly that there is when we talk about like the shadow aspects you know of the way the system is ran, I'll just say that we do know that they've used this information and reversed engineered it for mind control, whether that be for divination, predictive programming, all those things. Very sinister. I'm not saying it's right, but when it comes to the work that I do, as far as probability distribution science, it's old, it's ancient, it's nothing new. It's the easiest thing. That's why I don't take this so serious. Like, my ego is not hung up on this. If I don't predict something right, or I have clients where if I can't see something, I'll let you know. Don't spend your money, and I don't pick up anything for you, individually. If there's another person in that, I can literally predict things even down to the number of people that's going to show up at their damn graduation. Literally, I have clients that I have done this with. Can tell you how many clients, how many people going to show up at the graduation, who going to show up, who thought what, who said this. um she had an incident where they try to stifle, you know her being able to move to the next level, in terms of, I don't even want to get into, my client's business, but able to see certain things with certain people that are very, very uncanny and in minute detail. But with other people, I just, if it's blocked, it's blocked. If I can't see an event, I can't see it. So my ego is not hung up on this. I don't take uh where there's a gift of clairvoyance, and that's cool and whatnot. I'm not taking away from the gift, but what I'm saying is that every human has the capacity in their brain, whether they're using tools or no tools, to have psychic phenomena, or to have clairvoyance, or to even be able to do predictive programming, to even write out scripts and narratives. Because some of this stuff I'm clearly writing out. For those who been monitoring, or watching rather, my videos on a weekly basis, you can clearly see that there's something deeper going on here. That's not just something that can be summarized as, just someone that's in the occult, or brainwashed by MK Ultra to do occult practice. That's not the situation that I'm in. Again, I'm not one to try to act like I can do something that other people can't do. There are a lot of things that I can do. I don't brag about that. I don't need to. But um, you know, I think that this is interesting. I've always been fascinating with tarot since I was a 9-year-old kid. I ain't gonna hold you. I had moments of clairvoyance without tools and with tools. Um, some of the major things have been without. If it gets really, really serious, it's been without the tools. But there are times, with using this little tarot thing. It's again, this is something that well, maybe the lay public may want to take serious, but for me, um, it's based on a science, the Kabbalah, numerology, alchemy, um, Chaldean Magi science, stuff that goes back, that predates even written text. This is archetypal because it's a pictograph. Obviously, it's this pictogram, and anybody can create a pictographic system, believe it or not, of the collective unconscious, tie it to the earth record, be able to embed the energy of the numerology, the numbers, um, archetypal symbols, and therefore be able to create a divination system, and infuse that, again, whether, you have to be careful with the metatronic energy, but there's different types, there's galactic, there's all different, there's different ways to do this. And so um anybody, to me, I guess for me, I just see it as something that anybody can do. Like, anybody can create a pictographic system, ideogram system, and use it to be able to do their own script writing, narrative writing, predictive programming, probability distribution science. Long as you got the numerology in there and your pictograms are universal archetypes of the collective unconscious, then anybody can create their own. That's why you see so many different types of decks and whatnot. And for humanity, at one time this was hidden knowledge. At time it was something that you had to be forbidden. You can get, oh, it's so bad, it's so this. But again, uh, you're supposed to be utilizing more than 10% of your brain in 2024, and so you will most likely develop clairvoyance on your own, or if not, continue to um, seek your inner self and seek your higher awareness, and then that way you can tap into those gifts and continue to do whatever you're doing that makes you feel in alignment with yourself, in terms of your highest auspicious self, the things that bring you joy, that bring you happiness, that bring you love, whatever that may be, while being in tune with the law of the universe or universal God law, however you want to look at it. But nonetheless, enough with my tangent. Let's get back to this week's reading. And so I know that was a tangent, but I wanted to cover that because a lot of people, they have misconceptions of what this stuff is about. They're scared. They think it's I've been accused, there I'm a witch, or we're this, we're that. And it's unfortunate, but nonetheless, this just stripes we bear, and we still have to be our authentic self. And so I personally like doing these readings. Sometimes it can be very, very energy pulling though, and so that's why I had to take the whole week. When I say I took the whole week off just to recruit, to get my energy back. I'm pretty sure it might have been something deeper going on in terms of possible psychic attacks or whatnot. But nonetheless, I needed that break. I needed that relaxation, man. I watched Bridgerton season 3. Yes, with Penelope and Whistledown. Yes, I was just relaxing. I had lots of herbal care, lots of herbs, lots of rosemary. Oh man, you name it. I had tons of herbs to what else? Boswellia, turmeric, of course, is always a go-to. Fennel, pod de alco, black walnut, and it was just honestly just to reset, just to read, just that whole calibration of the body, the whole calibration of the mind, body, and soul. Like I totally needed that, and so I feel much more vibrant. And I'm going to spend 2 more days actually to relax, because I honestly have been, the work I do is energy based. I don't do a lot of physical labor. How people, they work at the Amazon warehouse and they got to constantly move, or construction workers, they move in their physical body and their physical body is tired. It's not like that for me because I do so much energy work. So I'm not physically moving or doing a lot of moving, but energy wise, I do a lot. Energy wise is so much, especially being, advisor, writer, someone that's trying to build out education apparatuses for my community. Like that's a lot of energy. It's a lot. I'm constantly thinking of, constantly thinking and then overthinking, and so that's, you have to relax. With me, it was important for me is to relax my mental space and to relax the energy, my soul. That's the work the space that I'm constantly dealing in. But nonetheless, let's do the review of last week. Let's focus on you guys. Let's see what you guys have for next week as well. I am going to look for more of the world events because I think my energy can handle it this week. Last week, I'm telling you, I just ooh. But yes, let's look. And so we review last week, and we mentioned housing and investments, either all time low or all time high. We were mentioning the housing was important Um, I wish I would have picked up if I would have really been digging into them world events. I could have picked up that there would have been some procrastination with the travel. I ain't even gonna hold you. That Eight of Cups, I'm sorry, that Seven of Cups and that Eight of Wands, clear as day, is right there. It's right there. As far as what happened today with that IT global part, I can't see the IT glitch in this, but I could see that halt from that travel and that investment. Yeah, I could see that. But it looks again, it still was a minor energy. It wasn't nothing that was so heavy. I can't see that Trump situation. Obviously, if you want to look at the Emperor, the Five of Swords, that could have been something that could have been interpreted, but he was never in no major danger. I mean, I know you guys may think this stuff is all above our pay grade, but yeah, that was he was never going to get killed. And so even if we wanted to look at the spread and see, okay, well, look at the Emperor and that Five of Wands, it would have still been something that was minor. That's why he did the RNC convention just this week with the little patch, the maxi pad on his damn ear. Oh, give me a break. You know you don't need that damn maxi pad on your ear or that band-aid on your ear. You what was it? Was they had a gauze pad on his ear? You were fine. You put you a nice little skin blending band-aid. I mean, that was so extra to me. Y'all are overplaying it. Like, put the skin matching band-aid on there, that matches that blends in nicely and keep it fucking moving. But no, I got a whole big ass patch on the ear and where's your bullet put if this is, we supposed to act like this not stage or whatever, we supposed to be acting like it's real. Where's your bulletproof vest, Donald Trump, at the RNC convention, and your helmet while you're walking out? You're walking around, and you know that this just happened. But then again, as they say, world stage, right? Um, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, Trump and that band, that maxi pad on the ear, that band, that big gauze pad on the ear for that trickle of uh whatever. But yes, let's review what we said last week and let's get into it because I don't want to waste anybody's time. And plus, I got a message for the DNC. I'm about to go in on the DNC because I caught y'all doing some shit, and it does relate to our probability distribution science and the predictive shit that we be doing over here. So yeah, y'all trying to y'all I see the play that y'all be doing, and I'm gonna call y'all out in this video too. So I got a message to the DNC. But let's see what they said last week. Let's see what we said last week. Usually this relates to some sort of movement or travel. We could see some interesting stuff with the housing market. It's something with investments though. On a global scale, I do have to say there's something relating to housing coming up. Something relating to housing. It does look like it'd be beneficial though. I'm not quite sure, but it does look like it could be something that they're working on that allows for more independence in the housing, but it looks like there is they're going to try to block something. Like, I don't know if this is like some sort of law or something. Oh, good God. Yeah, it's like some type of change. Yeah, some type of change in that it could be potentially or some type of proposal, something new that could be good for housing. But it does. Okay, I want to fast forward to the part where I talked about the investment stuff. Party tries to block. Going to happen with the investments, and that's all I can say. Markets possibly. It's just an energy that relates to some sort of the thing with investment just come up so strongly. Investment, yeah, it's something going to happen with the investments, and that's all I can say. I don't want to. Something's going to this looks to be positive more so, if you ask me, than negative. I mean, it could be, but I'm getting more positive energy from this than negative. Yeah, but it's something with new. I wonder if this can relate to a policy change in investment. No, 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 no. What is this? Investment. I'm gonna just say volatility or highs. Something with this. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But I also got a feeling that this relates to housing. It could be something with movement and travel. Movement and travel. Policy changes as well. As far as like global events, this fool is throwing me off. Roadless travel. I mean, they did say something with travel, but nonetheless, that housing stuff is important. So when I mentioned last week that there could be something, there's a lot with housing, believe it or not. This Apple stuff. I mean, they just it's been a lot of initiatives to boost affordable housing. This is just was it the 17th, July 17th, we have Apple launches $50 million fund to boost affordable housing in Bay Area, part of a $2.5 billion California investment initiative. And so the Bay Area Housing and Innovation Fund, which is being launched in partnership with the philanthropic arm of the real estate from Sobrato, they're going to be doing a lot of things because this housing stuff is gotten out of hand. Here's another one. This is July 17th as well. Mayor Adams announces $2 billion investment in affordable housing. Is this in New York City? Is Mayor Adams New York City, right? Yep. In New York City, they announced plans to allocate $2 billion toward affordable housing in New York City metropolitan area over the next 2 years. The funds are part of our larger $26 billion investment committed over the next 10 years to spur the construction of 500,000 new homes by 2032. The next 2 years funds include a $700 million allocation for the renovations and 1.3 allocations on HBD programs to preserve and build affordable and supportive housing. New York City's housing crisis. Yeah, so this stuff with the housing is what we picked up, and that's major because obviously with this video we published it on the 12th, 6 days ago on the 12th, and so we knew that there was going to be something with the housing, and it's a lot deeper. So Mayor Adam announces a $2 billion investment in affordable housing. Also, international buyers are pulling way back from the U.S. housing market. The housing market took, it was doing a lot this week, but there's a lot of, obviously, Mayor comes out with his, what is this? The Mayor Adams announces his $2 billion investment in affordable housing. Apple launches a $50 million fund to boost affordable housing, all on the same day, July 17th. This is how this stuff works. Here's another one, affordable housing solutions hidden in plain sight. This is also July 17th. And the reason why, is because, again, we've been calling for something to do with this damn housing crisis, especially with our homeless in America. There's a lot of homeless people in America that don't deserve to be homeless, but all of a sudden America could find all this damn money to give to some random ass people in Ukraine or in Israel somewhere. They got all this money to give elsewhere, but can't house the American citizens, and so the housing is so expensive now. 2,000 in rent, what is it, 2,000, 2,500 for rent. But then these same people that try to go and get a mortgage that's lesser, maybe say 1,300, say $900 for a mortgage or whatever. Mind you, they already paying 2,000 in rent. They can't get a home ownership. They have to rent. And if you can't find no rent that's good and affordable, like $1,300 or something, like, that 1,300 is a bit much, 800. So remember, I was just telling myself, When we was in high school, I remember we had a teacher. The teachers used to say they pay $750 for rent. They rent $750, and I remember being a little ass kid, 18, 16 years old. I was thinking that is a lot of motherfucking money, $750 in rent. Oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh, we were like, damn, you balling. But come 2024, we would kill to pay 750, well, not kill, but 750 in rent. Sign me up, it's like 750, and them days are gone. They're paying, they want you to pay all this goddamn money for some damn housing, with something that should be free, really, technically. Because housing, I mean, what, you live on planet Earth is free to live on. But housing, you go get your damn TP or the damn A-frame shelter, 2-frame, 3 shelter frame with the trees out there, and boom, you have a shelter, you have housing. But that's not, this is a wicked system. And so, Apple launches, they want to boost this affordable housing. Y'all gonna have to do something right by these people. And it's as simple as that. And so, yeah, you're gonna see them announcing these $2 billion investment in affordable housing. Now look at this one. Housing market. Let's see. Now this one is very important. Biden to unveil plans to cap rent as GOP convention begins. They published this July 15th. We did our video July 12th. Now this got to go through Congress. So Congress most likely may block this. It was a new proposal that he wanted to cap rental costs nationwide, according to 3 popular people familiar with the matter, as he works with to assuage Democratic concerns about the viability of his candidacy, obviously while the Republican convention gets underway. The policy push reflects the White House efforts to respond to widespread voter anger over high housing prices, which have soared since the pandemic and undermine Biden's standing among voters about the economy. Nevada has seen the biggest explosion of housing costs in the country. Democrats have grown increasingly concerned that Trump could win the state in November. So yes, Biden to unveil plan to cap rents. Now this is important. Now I'm going to tell you why it's motherfucking important, and why we got a message for the DNC in this video. So Biden to unveil plan to cap rents as GOP convention begins. Look at this, July 15th. Everybody knows. No, I won't say everybody knows. I'm gonna show y'all the proof, because we about to go here. Here's another thing too. I'll go back to the Joe Biden stuff with the capping and the rent and the housing and Mayor Adam and NYC and all that, because all this is a play. And it's based off of the play of what the primordial mother has demanded. And so while it's a good thing, we also got a message for the DNC. Okay. So nearly all of Fulton County Housing Authority Board has resigned following Channel 2's investigation. So this was also July 17th. It was a lot of things with the housing. I just kept, like, that was the first thing that kept coming. And it didn't take up a lot of my energy to go and look for that. Last Friday I said, okay, something with housing, but I didn't want to go in too deep, as far as picking it, because I said something with travel, but I wish I could have looked more deeper into the travel, because I would have saw, okay, there's some procrastination and delays, which was what happened today with that IT global outage. Okay. But some flights resume, but we would honestly, you can see that in the spread. I ain't even gonna hold you. You could see that clear as day in that spread. Right here, that there was something with procrastination and travel. I mean, somebody that is much older than me, that has been doing this probably for 50 something years, they would have saw that, and would have knew that there would be a sell-off, a foolish a panic and a sell-off, tech sell-off, due to that travel procrastination, which is exactly what happened today. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Well, we found this housing stuff. This housing stuff is important. Let's see what else they got. The Atlanta Fulton County Housing Authority is facing more resignations as more allegations after a Channel 2 Action News investigation revealed accusations of money mismanagement, sexual harassment, and other issues. What? HUD strongly suggests that we reset, that we clean the slate, that we bring on a new board. Fulton County Commissioner. I'm telling you, it was a lot of stuff with this damn housing, boy. And we still see that. I know 2 weeks ago we mentioned about a melanated nation, and then the rejection of some sort of Western power. So we see Kenya now starting to reject the IMF this week more boldly in terms of the restructuring that they're trying to do. Obviously, they've been rejecting that tax bill. Clearly, they already rejected the tax bill. But the president, Kudo, said he wants to bring in more money from the IMF if they don't want to raise taxes. And so now the Kenyans are now saying no to the IMF. And so that's actually starting to happen now as we speak. I don't want to go into something that we said 2 weeks ago, but that's interesting because I said that energy was still going to carry out past just that week. But yeah, so we see this stuff with this housing stuff. But I really want to go back to this rent cap because it's interesting. We're going to get into it. Housing market takes an ugly turn. I want to share this from Newsweek real quick too, because again, there was a lot of stuff with the housing. Homeowners looking to sell on July 17th, and these things operate in that way, in terms of like how they all decide to just put out stuff all on the same day and shit like that. Now what's up with this? Before we get into that Biden stuff, because that's going to take us more into the message for the DNC, then I got to get into, or do y'all want to do next week's reading first and then I go into my tangent with the DNC? I probably would do it that way. So that way, for those who want to just maybe see what the hell's going to go on next week. And that way you can, because I am going to I'm going to tear the frame out the ass of the DNC in this video. So I'm going to do next week's reading first and then jump into that. We'll circle back around. So let's see if what they're talking about as far as this housing, affordable housing solution hidden in plain sight, libraries. Building subsidized housing in America's rely on cheap land and creative ideas. Okay, so once again, we got July 17th. That's 7, 8. That's a lot. So let's see. The other day I wrote about the two new branch. They both pair with 100% affordable housing developments. Okay. Chicago also, believe it or not Chicago, Chico, California also, they had a committee. They started a committee. I'll probably share that with you guys so you guys can see, like, as far as energy of the collective conscious, how it works. Yeah, so Chico City Council, see, look at this. Just as July 18th, this was yesterday. Chico City Council forms a new committee to unite and boot affordable housing efforts. On Tuesday, to approve the ad hoc committee comprising over two. Okay, so this is going to be nationwide. We're demanding that it's nationwide because, again, we have homeless Americans and we want them housed. We want Americans to not only be housed but to afford their motherfucking housing. Okay, go on all those days of 2,000 in rent and was it 1,500 rent, all that shit. No, I mean, $1,000 is $900, $800 is more than enough for somebody to keep a roof over their head. Obviously, you want more house, you pay more. Obviously, you want one of them big ass 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom houses with the acres and all this shit and a pool in the back. You're going to pay more. I mean, let's not be idiots here. But like these college students and these young ass single people, or people with one that just got married. They just got married. They want to buy a home and they got a kid. They can have affordable housing. They want a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom house out in the rural areas and shit, or in the city somewhere. It don't gotta be all what they trying to do. They had BlackRock, they had all these companies buy up all these institutional banks, buy up all these apartment complexes all over the country, and now they can raise the rent and cap the rent. They buying houses and renting them out. Like literal whole ass corporations are just buying up all of the houses everywhere. And then so when you know they can manipulate or monopolize the rent, as far as creating a monopoly around it. And so that those days are gone. Those days are gone, and we don't put our foot down on it, and we've seen the manifestation of that, because I told y'all, actually it's not that I told, I can prove, um, that on September 13th of 2023, I was saying, I published something publicly, on the record, but I was specifically saying we need to do something with this housing and this rent cap. Is literally all on it's on my YouTube channel, it's on my Twitter, It's in a public folder with the published date of when it was made. It is publicly available of me saying that we need to do something with this affordable housing. We have to do something. And it was literally a decree. It literally on the document says decree to the United States government at the executive level that we need to have things done with this housing. So I said that I created it in August, but didn't publish like the final version until like September 2023. Now here's the kicker, because and this is why I'm about to tear the frame out the ass of the DNC. It's you look at it how you want to look at it, because the RNC is about to get their frame tore out the ass too. They're not off the hook, but by no stretch of the imagination. But let's see here, because I want to show you and prove to you what I'm talking about. So I want to say it was in this video. Maybe I should show that document too, so you guys could follow me better. Matter of fact, we said we was going to get into next week's reading. Yeah, let's do that first. That way that give me time to pull up my information in terms of the stuff I want to show you, in terms of how the DNC is hijacking certain policies and plays that we had for Trump. They're hurrying, Biden and they hurrying up and jumping on things to undermine Trump so he can't get to. And they've done this on 3 occasions, and I want to show the proof and the evidence of how they're doing it. The housing thing is just one of them, but there are other things that I've noticed that they've been doing. Is not necessarily a bad thing, right? If they're going to do things for the American people and get things done for the American people, that's all that matters in my book and in the Watcher's book, and in the whole thing that our whole job down here is for the upliftment of humanity. And so if whoever gets it done gets it done. We don't care about it, but y'all still doing y'all little politic bullshit. And so y'all gonna politic. That's y'all thing. But don't get priestesses and don't get us all and principalities caught up in y'all bullshit. Okay, and don't be doing shit to undermine motherfuckers based on the words of what we said we wanted to see down on this planet. And so let me get that started. Let me get this shared. Can I open this? Can I? Because I want to make sure that I'm able at least to show you what I'm talking about. And then that way you guys can follow me, because that is important. Because for those of you that may not know, this system is ran interdimensionally, like I've been saying since 2022. And yes, they don't want you guys to know that. So then I have to be discredited and called crazy because they need you humans under mind control. And so, but yeah, the system is ran interdimensionally, which means that it's based off of a Hecker resonance. And your resonance is what allows you your capability to influence the system, not just a 3D realm. It could be 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D. Now that is very advanced, and we're not going to get into all of that because I don't want to talk over nobody's head. But yeah, that's pretty much. How do I'm trying to open this. Goodness gracious. I'm trying to open what I'm trying to show you guys, but I definitely want to get into next week's reading first. And that way, I want to save the fun stuff, because y'all know this is fun to me. But I want to save the fun stuff for last and do this part first, because it takes up more energy, believe it or not. The tarot reading is going to take up more energy, and I want to be lamenting into a tangent about the DNC, and then we don't have our tarot reading done for next week. And that's a real quick thing, so let's just get that done, and then we can I can share you some of the things that I want to talk to you about this DNC shit. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen for next week. Let's tap into that energy. Let's see, next week, and that is for July 20th, to July 26th. Oh man, it's been brutal in that market, hasn't it? I mean, that tech sell off. They said they expected that, but I ain't gonna hold you. This was another thing I wanted to show y'all today in terms of like what we said, like something with the stock market. But it did look to be negative, be more negative. But the big tech exit was expected, but because they're doing some restructuring in the sector as far as institutional bankers. But the Dow drops in the wake of that global outage. It fell. Like in early hours, investors assessed the potential impact of an unprecedented failure in the computer system worldwide that grounded flights and hit banks, telecom, and media companies, among others. But concerns eased after CrowdStrike said a fix was in place for the glitch. They botched update. Excuse me. That's why I had got the feeling that it wasn't that serious. There are things where people, your shit get messed with. Sometimes the satellites and solar flares affect telecommunications, as we know. But I did get a feeling that this was something a little more minor. But nonetheless, it was still enough to affect the markets significantly. Well, at least certain stocks, I would say. But that tech sell off was expected. But let me go and look at it. Yeah, AMD took a hit. Nvidia, Tesla took a major hit today. Whew, Netflix been on a down trajectory. But yeah, Meta is up, but dropping that. Oh, they dropped like 70 points, and I mean that is crazy. But you know how they always do that. They know how these markets work. That's what they do. Bring you back up just to bring you back down. And you can't get emotional about nothing in the markets. Nothing. Don't ever get attached to the markets. It's all a psychology game for those that's into the trading, into the investments on a more active level. But let's see what's for next week. Next week. Energy for next week. Okay, energy for next week. Ooh, is somebody like stepping down? Is that what we see here? I hope not. Well, whatever people gonna do, they gonna do it. But ooh, ooh, um, yeah, this is a core energy, I have to say. It's not it's different, but I have to say it's some type of introspection. To be honest, this could be the week that Biden stepped down, or somebody in the justice system, in the courts, somebody from like the courts level ask Biden to step down. It's not it's gonna be they gotta y'all can't just jump out the window. Y'all could do whatever y'all want. I'm not attached to the system, but y'all gotta be sensible about things. Don't be disrespectful. They're frustrated. There's some frustration with this stuff, but to be honest, next week could be the week of the step down, or somebody powerful in the courts justice system, something with the courts that asks some, like somebody lends their support, their weight to this idea of a amicable step down, an amicable step down for health. So that means somebody very powerful in the justice department, something with that. They can ask for some sort of stepping down this week, or this could literally be the week that it happens, the week coming up, because they got to move fast if they're going to do this. They're going to try to preserve legacy. There's going to be, as far as him, because again, this relates to some sort of powerful uh figure that has to do some self introspection and soul searching in the isolation level. By that, it's like isolation, not in a bad way, but in a way of rest, and attention to health, but also possibly a move, like some sort of movement. Um, and so I have to say, and if it's not Biden, because this is the first energy that just popped up in my damn head. But say if it's not Biden, um, there's definitely going to be something with a very powerful um, male this week. If it's not, I think it could be Biden, but this is something relating to very powerful male. On an extreme sense, it could be something happens with a religious figure. Like another event that we could may possibly see is a religious male figure. Um, Something can happen with him. This could relate to travel or something with the courts, something with justice, something with the courts, something in that nature. That's another event that we can possibly see. Um, yeah, something with the courts. I want to make sure that I do justice. Unlike last week where I didn't have the energy to really look at a world event, I'm trying to make sure that I can see things a little better this week. Yeah, it's because we see justice and judgment. You know, it's a lot going on. It's it's melancholy, but also there's like a energy of how do I say redemption, or an energy of like a healing, a soul searching, so introspection. Um, yeah, with a powerful male figure. I personally, like I said, I think it's that relating to that Biden shit. But if not him, it's somebody that's powerful, male, either a religious figure or religious, not religious, but a male, powerful male figure in the court system that something happens with them. Again, this can relate to travel and or the investments. But it's also going to another thing that I'm seeing is powerful male figure has to um, spend time with the family. Like it's telling you, I got a strong feeling it may be this Biden shit with him stepping down or them restructuring some things relating to that. And yeah, there has to be a new energy around this. Now, for the individual level, uh, this is a week for emotional intelligence and emotional maturity, unconditional love for yourself, introspection, doing some deep healing work this week if possible. So you may be more non-conforming this week, non-conforming, withdraw. This could be a week where you're focusing on your healing. And if you don't need to heal, just possible growth, connecting with your inner vision. And so sometimes, isolation is not a bad thing. It can lead to incredible growth when you can be in tune with your own frequency and the the intricacies and the synchronicities that occur within your frequencies, and you can notice and manage it better in terms of noticing when another person's energy is affecting you. What's your energy and what's not your energy? What's your thoughts and what's not your thoughts? Literally, especially for those that deal with neural remote monitoring and neuro linguistic programming and targeted individuals. You have to really be able to be able to decipher your own energy, your own thoughts, and be so in tune with yourself where you can block out the noise, the other people's frequencies, other people's nonsense, distractions. And so this is a good week to not get too distracted by much of anything, to connect with your inner vision. What is it that you want to see done in your life in terms of your purpose. Do you do you feel like you know your purpose? And if not, that this is a week to come on things, to come online in terms of connecting with yourself and maintaining um, a high frequency, but also being able to discern discern energy shifts, subtle. And that's what I'm learning. This is not my energy. Let me remove that. This is my, you have to be able to do that because some of you live with people that's around you, so you got to work every day. You be around motherfuckers every day, and people energy be not right. People think it's sending you bad mind. It could be anything, and so you want to spend this time in some isolation or some meditation, even if it's going to a botanica or going to just relaxing in a nice comfortable space in your room or in your backyard, and just spending some time to meditate by yourself. Yeah. Another thing is, like, you may notice family and work flowing smoothly this week. So if you have any strong partnerships in family life, that's going to run smoothly. There's an opportunity for some of you guys to grow your wealth, or opportunity to grow your wealth. I don't know if somebody's trying to get into business, or if there's like, this is more so like family business or family investments, anything relating to family investments, trust, is a good week for that as well. I want to see if I see other events. Yeah, if you may have some, for those that's like trying to look for like jobs, new careers. Um, Take your time with that search. You may feel a bit overwhelmed. I see that. That's another energy. There's a lot of options relating to that. Overall, this week is a good week. It's a good week for taking initiative for self healing or self edification, self uh, modification, self discipline. This is a good week for all of that. Also, travel. Once again, we see that come up with travel. Trying to see if I see any world. Powerful male could possibly take a nosedive in their health. Is that what? Because I'm also seeing something. Usually, this judgment card, believe it or not, also relates to health. And um, for me, I noticed that judgment is a very is a pretty cool card. I mean, you see, I think that's Archangel Michael, right, or Archangel Gabriel, one of them. So either Archangel Michael or Archangel Gabriel in a judgment card. But where there's generally um, different meanings you can attach. Judgment usually relates relates to the rising above adversity and taking time out once again to hear the inner voice. As a hermit can be interpreted to taking time out to hear inner vision. So judgment is to take out time to hear inner voice, choosing another path, monumental changes in life stages. It's like answering a call and call to a new life, rising above the adversity, resurrection from the dead. But believe it or not, sometimes, especially with that red cross on the judgment card, I've seen that where someone is sick or someone is healing physically healing from a sickness as well, or someone's a nurse, a nursing someone. And so I wouldn't put it past it for someone to get, even for them to make these claims of someone even getting sicker or some shit like that. But individually, you can look at this and interpret this as moving towards a calmer path, calmer water, especially with your personal relationships. Personal relationships um, will also be smoother in terms of the communication. So, say if you have been grieving or if you're in search of peace and a better life, there is a promised light at the end of the tunnel with this. You're going to rise above those adversities. So, it's like hitting bottom but finding an improvement in circumstances. So again, this is like the energy of that healing, the energy of the calming waters. It's a pretty calm, as we see King of Cups is water. We see some energy with that six of swords is more of communication, is more of the mental plane. But once again, there's still this boat and going towards like this water. So it's a calmer waters, calmer seas ahead. Yeah, taking a chance on the unknown. So it's definitely if you need to move on and let anything go, don't spend too much time focused on the past. This is a good change in trajectory to forward movement into a more inner peace and better life. And so is definitely my message for this week for the individual level. But that collective is something with you know, health and some powerful male figure. Again, I think it's that Biden stuff. But if it's not this Biden, we can see someone make a call, like somebody very powerful in the justice system, say something. The judicial, I keep saying justice system, but the judicial, um, I think it's a judicial in courts, or somebody trying to find some type of legal loophole or some shit like that this week. On another level, this could be religious, something with a religious figure, possible something with their health, or some powerful religious figure that like everybody knows, or a powerful person in the courts for global events. I'm trying to see if I see anything else. I'm trying to. This is usually relates to. Hmm, I almost want to say that there could be something global that relates to like some sort of alternative medicine or spiritual healing, or like art. Something with it could be something with creativity or alternative healing treatments, alternative medicine, spiritual healing. Let me actually write this stuff down. I'm sitting here because I want to make sure that I remember it for next week. Okay, so we said alternative healing treatment, alternative. Um, yeah, I mean, it could be. It could be. Let's see, alternative medicine. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so Biden steps down. This could be one event. Biden steps down to sickness, or powerful person in judicial ask for him to step down. Let down. Yeah, or by he may not even step down, but he may take a like some type of or by it's some type of break. Take a break. Take a break due to health. It's something relating to that. But also another thing, we said this could, if it's not Biden, this could be a powerful religious leader. Um, or powerful courts, something with the courts and judicial. It's a male figure though, powerful male figure. Um, that could relate to travel or the courts. Okay, so that's what we see for this week. Yep, 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 yep. Interesting stuff. So now we're going to get into more so of it's the energy pull. Um, let me get into this week's reading. I want to put my links in here if you guys did want to ever get a reading. You guys know I don't, I live my life wanting to help people and to help myself. So it's not all altruistic, but if you guys do want a reading, it's no pressure, but there's my information to book, whether that's pre-recorded, live. We could do a pre-recorded one if you don't have the time to actually sit during live, or the telephone, uh, or live chat, or an email, however you want. But you have to fill that information out, pick your date, what time you need it, when you need it, as well as submit your questions. Don't really need too much information. If you want something that's really detailed and a NATO chart, I can uh, give you some, if you want to feel comfortable giving time and birth, then I can get you your natal chart in addition to whatever questions you have. That's a more thorough reading than just relying on the tarot, obviously. We do the natal chart was much more concrete information, as well as I Ching. I do use, if it's a pre-recorded and it's something like that, and and I already have the questions in advance. I will consort I Ching as well, just to add more confluence to your reading. Again, I personally, with when you get personal reading, it is to be more serious. You can ask whatever you want, um, but if you want more high level stuff, you have to ask more of the questions that pertain to your self development and enlightenment. Though I have no judgment of wherever you're at in your awareness or where you're at. If you want to just ask me, oh, so and so cheating on, do whatever you want. But it's up to you. Because either way, I don't have any judgment on these things. Um, Now let's go back to what I really wanted to talk to you guys about, which is this right here. This Biden and Mayor Adams in affordable housing, because so you guys can see where this stuff is coming from, and how I had just asked. I want to show you in this video just 5 days ago, where I literally had said Trump told his team he need to go and have his team come up with something with the affordable housing. And all of a sudden, and this happens so many times, like where I'm noticing, like, okay, this is deep. And so I'll get into how that works, you know, and this is an esoteric video, so we can talk spiritual, you know. I know Knox University is an education institution that is a DAO, which means it's decentralized and it's autonomous. And but also we have esoteric studies department. Esoteric studies department means that we deal with things interdimensionally, and we're not afraid to talk about the spiritual stuff. Like a whole esoteric studies department and part of Knox University for esoteric studies, uh, occult knowledge, mystery schools, probability distribution science. How do we create narrative and scripts? How do we create our own scripts? How do we ascend? What does enlightenment look like? What does scholarship and enlightenment, like the idea of scholarship and idea of the renaissance of knowledge, the production of knowledge. All of those things is what Knox University is concerned with. Esoteric studies, that's what I like to talk about. And so, yes, this is going to be an esoteric video as we're talking about the DNC. Yes, it gets political, but for those who do not know, as far as the shadow side of things and the shadow government, politics is war based on bloodlines and occult wars. And so you have to understand at the highest level of DNC, RNC, that's above that, we are dealing with principalities. We're dealing with people who are warlocks and witches. And so I'm going to be talking to them, because y'all the ones that going to be running y'all the ones that be heading this DNC shit and make the moves for the DNC. And so I want to talk to y'all um, about the bullshit y'all been doing. And so if humans, you didn't know that, if you didn't know, oh, DNC, you think everything's just 3D politics, that's fine. But if you really want to understand information at a higher level, so that you can not be duped so easily, or you can at least follow a play, then it's best to understand the shadow aspects of that. And I keep telling you that it's interdimensional for a reason, based on density and frequency. Now, if you can't follow me, I understand, but when we talk, when I say I'm about to address this DNC, I'm talking to the highest levels of that DNC, their principalities, um, because y'all doing the most. Okay, so in this video here, at the end, I'd say, Trump, you need to serve us. How do we get out of this? How do we I tell him, about the housing. I'm trying to go to it. I wish I would have did this before. Up enough energy or enough awareness to where you can. I want to let's see. Team, go back to the drawing board and start. Here we go. Here, this is where I say it.
Are you Samuel J?
Not that part. Y'all know I'll be coming up with some analogy, but I said, Trump, tell your team to go and deal with affordable housing, something with housing for the American people. This was published July 14th. Okay, so I want y'all to see. I just want y'all to follow me in this play. And I'm going to bring more evidence. It's not just this housing situation. Like the DNC, they've been doing this shit with like every little thing that gets proposed to Trump in advance. They hurry up and try to, get on it. So they did this. I'm about to show you how they do it. It's interesting. It's funny actually. Wait a minute. I'm trying to fast forward this to where I say it. Come on. Okay, let me just mute it until. Okay, I think I'm talking again here. What's going on? Y'all just can't see it, but that should be. Woo. Like we said, it's principalities. It's not about the flesh. Yep. So Trump, hang in there. I guess they testing you still, but remember, you're supposed to be doing. You. Come on now. You're a transitional placeholder for the golden age of America, and so I would like to hear more about what you're going to be doing for the American people in terms of good policies, not just this immigration shit. We need something else. So y'all, you had your team go back to the drawing board and start thinking of something something cool for the Americans. This could be relating to housing. This could be relating to something that's going to help the average American, middle American, working class. That's what we need. Something to give us that hope, because even a lot of people, they see this establishment for what it is and they just checking out. So we need something. And also you want to emphasize that you're going to be getting rid of that damn child trafficking. Okay. Let me get my ass up off of here. I done talked again. Okay, so we said something with housing, but in this whole video, just so you guys know, I was talking about housing for a minute. I mentioned the story of the lady that said this authenticity. It's not even that she couldn't afford the 2,000 in this video. That's like if I'm attacked. Like I wish I could have found that part. But you guys hear what I say, go back and relate to housing. Imagine them, and I don't fuck with the Democrats. But I literally was in this video for a minute talking about housing policy of dark matter. Trying to find dissonance, rather, or the lack of confirmation bias up when you're forced to do selling a soul and so of upholding. Y'all got to get your motherfucking shit together too. And it's not all of the DNC just fucking crazy and just wanted to try. People may. I wish I can't find. But anyways, this whole video, I was talking about the housing on July 14th, right? In this video right here, and this is not a video. This is actually the decree to the United States government and corporation. So this was published publicly on record on September 9th, 2023. Rent tax credit per American household. Right here. Mind you, because I'm trying to teach y'all how stuff is ran interdimensionally as far as like the lay humans. Um, but also you understand like what this is about. Esoteric decree to United States government self forth by Kali J.N.S. Okay, so however, this is what I would like the government to do for me and American people, as well as an exercise on what I would like my society to look like. This is subject to change and new information is gathered. I spread peace and love to all beings, regardless of understanding. Yes. And so, September 9th, 2023, we talked about the housing, American government needs to subsidize rent, Americans out of pocket, ensuring that Americans out of pocket rent to income ratio is no more than 15% for a total. This is this rent tax credit stuff that I was talking about relating to housing. Now here in this video, I tell Trump you need to work on a housing policy on July 14th, right? But look at this. In this video, was that a live or was that? Yeah, it was live. Golden age for America presidential policies for 2028. Which I'm not, my ego is not tied to this. I'm not one that's like, oh my gosh, you hear me talking. Okay, I'm gonna just show you. This is the same decree of me talking about housing. Obviously, there's much more information covered here, but this was a month ago, June 2nd, 2024, with me talking about housing in this damn video. Housing cap, housing credit. But I wanted to push it sooner, have it for a 2-year pilot program and see. Wanted to push it sooner than just waiting for 2024. And so I did ask Trump right here to come up with some sort of housing policy for the Americans. People may say, he's, and I have my reasons for like the DNC or why I stand where I am with them. I'm not a Republican shield or Democrat shield or none of that shit. Y'all know I'm interdimensional. This stuff is a damn playground to me. I don't take none of this shit all that serious at all. Like, come on. This is me testing out my hecker pretty much. But yeah, this right here on July 17th, July 15th, literally one day after I put this video out asking Trump to come up with a housing policy. And this is in this video. I talk about it. I just can't find the part. You heard me play the part where I say you need to go back to the drawing board and come up with something with housing. But you also, but I also talked about a specific situation with the housing for Americans. And so just one day later, Biden unveiled plan to cap rent as GOP convention begins. White House efforts comes amid widespread voter frustration over high housing prices. So that's why I told y'all, when I tell y'all this Illuminati be watching my damn video, I'm not just, I don't got much views, you know what I mean? Like they shadow ban the shit out of my stuff. I'm not trying to make it seem all, self-aggrandizing or delusions of grandeur or anything, but when I say I do know that I do know that the five eyes and intelligence watch my shit. That I know for a fact. And if I was to tell you how I know that, you wouldn't believe me anyways. But yeah, that IP vanish. Yeah, I have a document. IP vanish. Ended up. Oh man, I don't even know if I should be getting this deep into this stuff because this esoteric video. But humans are still not ready, boy. Some things you just have to keep to yourself. But yeah, I do know that Five Eyes intelligence, and that's more of like that's higher than the CIA. I know that it's been revealed to me in August of 2023 that I am on a Five Eyes intelligence watch list, which is higher than CIA. And so, and the way that they revealed that to me, it was real smooth how they did it too. I'll sell you this. You know how like y'all can just be on your computers and you chilling, and then you know how sometimes when you have to go get tech support or something like that, and somebody can just come and take over your computer and flash something on your screen and shit like that. Or you can be, this is the low level of what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to give you a situation of how something can be revealed to you, where somebody can take over your screen and just show you some shit, right? That type of thing. And it's not you, but you know somebody take over your screen. Just think of it like that, but that is very, very low level compared to like what I'm talking about. I just cannot verbally get on YouTube and state how I know what I know. Obviously, I have a track record of being able to predict weekly events before they happen on a weekly basis. Um, Last week, I mentioned in my video that I was not going to be doing much world event, but we did pick up the housing shit. Right. So the housing stuff came to pass this week. But yeah, I do have a track record of being able to see shit in quantum, and not just on a weekly tarot YouTube videos that is evidence of that, but even my own reviews and clients. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to act like I know everything, I can see everything, and oh no, hell no. There are times where I can't see everything, and things will be shielded from me, and I'm okay with that. I'm not out here trying to probe the universe for forbidden knowledge or trying to understand shit I can't understand, stuff that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's not my business. I ain't out here trying to search it either. If it come to me and it land on on my chest or on my desk, then that's different. But I ain't about to sit up, and act like and try to tell you and paint a picture of something that I of things I can do and I know I can't do. I know I can see certain things. I know I can see, God reveals to me certain things. Sometimes um it's more like a quantum computer code for me, and then sometimes it is more of something more deeper and primordial that is really high level. But yeah, um when I say that, I know that they watch my damn YouTube channel. That shouldn't be far fetched. You guys know I was in that reparation space and connected to uh Boule or whatever, people that were, surrounding me for whatever reasons. Like, and it wasn't just me, it was the space. It was the space infiltration itself. But just the being the doing the work that I do as an independent scholar, independent thinker, independent scholar, researcher, credentialed scholar, but um, independent nonetheless. Um, and also in the reparation space and saying some of the things and writing, being a writer of some of the things that I write that are highly, highly um, esoteric and highly polarizing for people in terms of how much they want humans to know, or what's allowed to be published and whatnot. And so there's been a shadow ban on my work. I mean, 20 books in 4 years. Like I've been in this space for a minute, and so there's been a concerted effort. I mean, there have been literal assassination attempts on my life. Things of the targeted individual stuff, like that stuff with the COPS and Citizens Corps and fusion centers, all that shit is real. And Ted Gutterson, who was the former chief of the FBI, admitted that these programs were real, and he was killed shortly after his affidavit. And so there's evidence of the things that I'm talking about. I have evidence as well now over the year of accumulating documents and certain things of situations that have even happened to me, where it's kind of like, yeah, the plausible deniability case is kind of like, yeah. Nonetheless, I have to heal from that. But yes, yes, I know that they watch my stuff. And I'm not saying Biden himself is sitting there watch. I mean, come on, let's not be stupid. Biden, it can damn near. I mean, did he even remember? I mean, they saw him about to go kiss a lady that looked like his wife. It wasn't even his damn wife. And then he calling Kamala Vice President Trump, and calling the president of Ukraine President Putin and shit like that, and walking slow as hell up the stairs. So I clearly, I'm not saying he's sitting up there watching, but somebody in his team. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm going to give you incidents of how much it happens. Like, it happened like literally one day after I made this video talking about the housing, and a month after me talking about the housing. I literally in that presidential video that I talked about with them policies for 2020, I just literally just kept going in about housing, housing, housing. And this was published September 9th, 2023, of me talking about subsidizing of rent and capped rent. So y'all could try to say, oh yeah, that's just coincidental, but I'm about to show you more incidences of it happening. So you can try to say it's coincidental, but no, it's not. So Biden to unveil plan to cap rent as GOP convention begins. White House comes amid effort of its. Okay, so housing prices. Okay, so it's a policy push. Here's the thing: this got to go through Congress. So we'll see what happens. It was July 15th when they published this. I want to make sure that y'all can see that on your screen. Updated July 15th for but it was published July 15th at 2:30 p.m. Literally one day after I did my video. Asking about this for Trump to do the policies, housing policy. So yeah, so he's gonna they unveil a plan to cap rent as GOP convention begins. White House efforts come amid spread. So this is interesting stuff. Let's see what else we could find on it, because this was July 15th, so maybe they have it's 4 days ago, so maybe they have some new stuff on it. And my thing is, I'm not sitting up here upset or anything, clearly, because it's important that whoever gets it done gets this done. Biden to unveil plan to cap rent. Okay. Okay, so I mean, we'll see. We'll see, but they trying to figure out something to do, the DNC, to get the public support. And I want to talk to them why this stuff is falling flat. Like, these are really cool initiatives that could peep the interest of voters, right? Excuse me. That can peep the interest of voters, but a lot of this stuff is falling flat because of the lack of faith in the actual nominee or the actual messenger that is supposed to execute the president. The president's supposed to execute these plans, cool plans, because this is not the only one that has happened. Now I'm about to show you another thing. Now let's do this. Biden, because y'all think that y'all probably like, oh, that's just one. Actually, I'll do another one. This one is really cool. In this video right here, let me go back to my channel, because I'm telling you, like, they just I told y'all about my life growing up, into things that if you guys don't remember, but I mentioned specifically that part of my programming, and me breaking constant levels of my programming, and even breaking more levels of my programming, was because my programming, even as a child, even when I was awarded a state in foster care, it was geared to push me into politics. It was geared to push me into being at that level in terms of running the governance. And I have specific stories of that, in terms of like certain things that people would say to me as a kid. But I'm not going to repeat that stuff because it's private. But I was like 5 years old, 6 years old. We're talking about, like, I always lived in, Black American neighborhoods. I'm talking about, like, Black American teachers would say certain things to me as a little ass kid, like as 5, 6, 7 years old, as far as like the program. Now that I vividly still remember, going all the way up into, like, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, where I'm kind of like, okay, that's what my programming was for. And I kind of went off script and do my own thing. And again, I broke all levels of my programming. And some people may say that's a bad thing. That's a good thing. For me, it's a good thing because I believe in free mind and free soul, right? But it was for politics. So that is why, as far as you wonder, like, well, why would they want to watch you? It's a way deeper situation than that. But I want to talk about the Julian Assange, because that also was something. Was it this video? I know I literally have a title with Julian Assange's name in it, don't I? Events plus. I'm not the one that just go. Okay, here we go. So here we go. Julian Assange and Trump. I said that there would be somebody that would get some type of pardon, like in this tarot reading. This actually was not this video; it was the one before that, last week's review. So this is we just reviewing last week's review. So this is actually a little over a month ago. This was going into April. In April, I had mentioned that there would be some sort of pardon um, in at that executive level, whatever. And then that same week, President Trump said that he would pardon Julian Assange um, if he gets into office, right? So then Biden, I, and it's funny because before this video was published video on this video was published on May 30th. I want to say like 3 weeks before I did this video, I had in once again in a video on YouTube asked Trump to pardon Julian Assange. I had literally said, Trump, you need to pardon Julian Assange. Literally a couple of weeks before this video was published, like in April. So then the following week, I see that there's some type of pardon. Then Trump said he's willing to pardon Julian Assange, but then Biden goes ahead and beats him to the case. So I'll share this. They hurried up, and had Julian Assange plead guilty to publishing U.S. military secrets in a deal to secure his freedom. And in that deal to secure his freedom, he was able to go back. I want to say it was to Australia, right? He's able to go back to Australia, and he's home. Supposedly, you have to be very careful to make sure he's being treated right. But 3 weeks ago, so 3 weeks ago, Assange agrees to plead guilty in exchange for release, and so that's very interesting, right? That's deep. Assange agrees to plead guilty in exchange for release, ending standoff with U.S. So they do this 3 weeks after. Once again, 3 weeks after me putting this out there with this Julian Assange and Trump for the pardon. They hurry up and beat into it to undermine anything Trump tries to get in there and do. So they hurry up because he said Trump actually made an announcement. It's like, okay, I'm going to pardon. I have plans to highly consider pardoning Julian Assange once I get into office. And so obviously DNC, they playing chess. They're playing 5e chess as kids or whatever. And so they're like, okay, he wants to hurry up and beat into it. Let's just hurry up and get him to plead guilty so he can get out of that damn prison, and we just send his ass home. But if they wanted the guilty plea, which was funny style, if you ask me, because we need freedom of journalistic press, and we need whistleblowers to be protected, and whistleblowing is not a crime, and whistleblowing and journalistic reporting on things is not a crime. And so I don't think Julian Assange should have been forced to plead guilty by the Biden administration. I don't think that should have been the case. But nonetheless, that's the thing that they've been doing. I'm trying to show you how things are ran interdimensionally. You put your heck out there, and then that's when you move shit. And so, again, 3 weeks, a month ago, sometime in April, I said, Trump, you need to pardon Julian Assange on my YouTube channel, on a live. Then see a pardon a couple weeks later in the tarot reading. That same week, the week that I say that someone's getting a pardon, and it's relating to some sort of presidential, it's a pardon, some type of pardon. Literally that same week, less than 3 days later, Trump says he's willing to pardon Julian Assange. Then 3 weeks later, a couple weeks later, the Biden administration hurry up and get him to plead guilty because Trump was going to give him the pardon. Said, we're going to get him the pardon. So pardon means he was not going to have to plead guilty. But the Biden administration wanted him to get him pleaded guilty for it. Once again, it's that DNC Democrat bullshit where they wanted him to plead guilty so they can have on record essentially making certain reporting of whistleblowing or certain aspects of reporting in terms of in journalism to make it a crime. And that was petty because yes, he is back. Let's see what they said 2 days ago. Disgrace. See, look at this title. So they still see him as a threat. They still see him as an enemy. And see, you know, they're saying disgraced Assange flight. So this was just today. Damn, it's going to cost almost $1 million from him to return to Australia, uh, accompanied by the UK and US ambassadors. So he pled guilty to one U.S. Espionage Act charge of conspiring with U.S. Army intelligence analysts to unlawfully obtain and disclose classified documents relating to the national defense. They were exposing corruption. They were whistleblowing, showing corruption. So it wasn't they weren't a threat of national defense. It wasn't Espionage Act. It was a U.S. Army intelligence analyst who wanted to expose corruption in our government, and they have every right to, because we work for the government, and the government works for the people, and the people are what matters. And so if they see something that is harmful to the people, or people are being lied to, or there's deception, Americans have the right to speak upon that. And so I don't appreciate, you know, this DNC, like this is this Democrats, they hurry up and jumping on shit. Trump was supposed to be the one to pardon Julian Assange. Trump was the one that was going to bring in this housing stuff. I'm telling you, every time I publish video, these DNC motherfuckers, they hurry up and go and be watching my shit, be watching it hard like a fucking fox. And again, like I said, I don't get much views, but this stuff, you already know, they got a satellite. They got 10,000 satellites. Well, it's 6,000. Only 4,000 of the satellites actually work, but they got 4,000 satellites roaming this damn planet. America, you know, I think America got like 6,000 alone, that can pick up infrared graphic of your motherfucking whole house. You inside your house, what you saying, how you saying it. You think all them Dish Network satellites that y'all got out there, y'all think that's just for the motherfucking internet and for some cable? You gotta be out of your mind. You gotta be out of them big ass satellites y'all be having on the side of your house. Y'all really don't think that they can watch you through it. So they don't have to be literally click on my damn YouTube video to see what I'm talking about. Not with no Five Eyes intelligence, not on no Five Eyes intelligence watch list. That's like that's like Mossad intelligence. That's who is be monitoring my shit. And so, and yeah, they pretty much in August of 2023, y'all don't have to believe me. I don't care. I ain't out here trying to get no clout for this. What kind of money or clout can I get off of this shit by even talking about this shit? This shit is, come on, this is some serious ass shit. This is somebody's life here. This is my life. But in August 2023, they pretty much let me know, like, yeah. This is what it is. This is what you're dealing with. And it was they smooth let me. And if I was to tell you how, it just sounds like it's not even worth it. It's not even worth telling you, but they pretty much let me know. Yeah. Cause we sent it. Oh man, I don't even know if I can get into this, but yeah, it was pretty much like, yep, Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance surveillance. And I'm like, okay, what is all this stuff? I didn't even know what none of this stuff was. But yeah, they've been watching my shit, man. And so, you know, this is the stuff that they doing to low key undermine. But my thing is, if they did things in a righteous manner, they can actually galvanize the public with some of these ideas that I be having that y'all clearly are inspired by, that y'all clearly take and watch. But if you know that y'all wanted to, if Trump was going to pardon Julian Assange, why didn't y'all, if y'all want to use a moment to galvanize public support, y'all gotta think of a way to do this shit better instead of just looking to try to jump ahead or whatever y'all trying to do, especially with this housing stuff. And that's why this stuff is going to fall flat, because they don't have faith in who is running it, the DNC, who is the nominee for the DNC, and Trump. So I'm sorry, and Biden. And so I told y'all could have put a motherfucking potato up there and run this damn country, but y'all gonna get mad because y'all picked Biden to be your nominee, but now y'all want to sit up there and ask him to step down. No, no, don't. He ain't stepping down. If he is gonna step down, that's on him. But y'all asked for him to run. Y'all wanted this to be your nominee. Y'all wanted to protect him. Y'all wanted to fall on y'all sword and die on y'all sword for this. So the DNC, y'all gonna fall on y'all sword and die on y'all sword for this. Now y'all want to sit up there and copy uh, the chosen ones. Y'all want to sit up there and try to look at the plays we trying to do and hurry up and try to get in front of it instead of uh, doing things the right way. Now I want to show y'all another thing that they did. On September 9th, 2023, I published this, and in this video, in this report, we talked about like some sort of develop a government department for artificial intelligence that deals with ethics laws, benevolence, biases, and contingency plans for AI. It's a regulatory body. You see it right here in front of your screen. This was published September 9th, 2023. So then, now I did say this is the shit I want to see. So I ain't sitting up here complaining. I ain't sitting up here trying to, Biden executive order for AI. Let me just see. When was that? Yeah, policy pushed. Because they did Biden, like literally like a month later, they do an AI bill, like literally like a month later. And I'm trying to look for that. When was the exact date of when Biden announced he wants to do an executive order for AI. I'm trying to find that. Yeah, let me find an executive order for, maybe if I just type it out better. Artificial intelligence. Whew. Republicans vow to repeal Biden's AI executive order, as has some experts worry. I didn't care for the way that executive order on artificial intelligence was written out. I do think it, like I said, it needs to be more of a literal government department, a regulatory body, still decentralized, not trying to stifle innovation or try to create a way to create some sort of loopholes to increase invasions of privacy in terms of like they had some crazy stuff with this AI. They got deep fakes. They got people that can make it seem like you was at a place where you wasn't, saying things you didn't say, all types of stuff. And so there has to be some sort of regulatory apparatus around that in terms of how do we deal with the deep fakes? How do we deal with people that will take someone's voice and put something on, like how do we deal with that? And so my concern is like how do you bridge the gap between people's creativity and expression and getting things more done faster and more efficient, and even benevolent AI versus where they can create a whole problem behind this whole crisis behind this AI shit, and then try to demand that you get a digital ID to prove you're human, and to prove it wasn't you. You have to prove some sort of facial recognition so that they can to tell the difference between your facial recognition and the damn freaking AI deep fake and all this shit. So we have to. It's a slippery slope. When you do things like this, and so this executive order I felt should have been more thought out. Because it happened. I'm telling you, I'm trying to get the date of when they actually made this. Let me see if I can go back further. There's new AI 6 months after. See, Biden administration announces new AI initiative 6 months after executive order signed. The campaign to take down the Biden AI executive order, artificial intelligence order. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, so on April 29th, so it is a couple of Okay, they issued. Trying to see what this is about. Approach U.S. agenda. I'm trying to the governing the use of artificial intelligence in the workplace. See, I don't like all that stuff. I do think that we need to have this stuff where it's beneficial in terms of making things more efficient. Like seriously, this little that especially the text based AIs, them little text based AIs, that ain't no threat to nothing. It's more so of this stuff where they're gonna be trying to use with these damn robot AIs and that's through policing. Those are the things I'd be worried about. And then how people could do deep fakes and try to make people act like someone committed a crime or something like that, and it wasn't them and some shit like that. Or people would try to get out of it. It do be them, but then they can lie and say it's AI. Like that type of shit is more so as what I'm the concerns that I have as far as what I was talking about in a as far as creating that regulatory government department to deal with AI specifically in terms of its ethics and ethics and bylaws and whatnot, and also you know transitioning from traditional labor into decentralized autonomous organizations using data driven AI and whatnot to get our tasks done, to get things done quicker, more efficiently. That's what I'm thinking about, because you have to bridge the gap between the innovation and creativity with you know uh ethics and things that serve humanity and the bottom line and whatnot. But I don't want where this stuff takes a ugly turn where they come up with some type of thing where they trying to get people to up. You saying it's not you. You saying it's AI. You need to prove that it's AI. You need to prove, and then they want you to go through all these fingerprinting and geometric, biometric facial recognitions and fingerprints and all. No, see, I ain't with. I ain't with all of that. That's too much. That's not what we asked for. um you let that chat GTP shit, let that shit rock with the drawing and the damn text and blog writing, all that shit. That ain't nothing. That's exactly where humanity needs to be at, using that little that little thing like that, but to help them with the workload and all that. Hell yeah. um so we got that, and then people use it for the drawing. People love to use it for drawing and art and music, and in terms of service, in terms of copyright ownership and content creation and intellectual property. Those are other things that we want to think of in terms of who owns the content, and then and in terms of service of when people use those platforms to create AI work. What are you going to do with the content that they submitted to base that AI on? So there's a lot of things with that, but they wanted Biden comes out with an executive order after asking for the American Innovation to come up with a department that deals with artificial intelligence. And so what I'm saying is I'm seeing this thing where after I asked Trump to do something with this housing on the 15th. I'm sorry, on the 14th, and literally one day later, Biden wants to talk about how he wants to unveil the plan to cap rent as GOP convention begins. But also, Mayor Adam announces $2 billion investment in affordable housing uh, July 17th, and Apple launches 50 million to boost affordable housing July 17th as well. Oh, let me share this. And so we're running this interdimensionally, but I'm very serious about, you know, this housing stuff for Americans. I don't care who get it done. It just need to get done. But you also need to dot your I's and cross your T's. And you also need to come motherfucking correct in DNC. And so that's where we get into you. And now I'm about to tear the frame out your ass. Because y'all You've been you. It's like why don't y'all spend 12 years to do an overall reset of the DNC? Like y'all need not maybe 10 years, maybe 12 years is a bit much, but I think you need to go and plan in terms of what direction y'all gonna go in. Y'all most likely y'all gonna flop hard heavy in 2024 to 2028. So at least 4 years. You got 4 years to plan some cool ass shit because instead of just giving their rightful heir their position when they and I'm about to speak in code. I'm about to speak in code and I know I'm gonna lose people, but I have to do this. Let me see the comments real quick. Oh, that's me. That's not okay. I just want to make sure that nobody is commenting because I don't be looking at my screen. I just be going. And so I want to make sure that if anybody has something to say that you get acknowledged, of course. So forgive me. But instead of giving the rightful heir their position when they win the Illuminati card game and glitch y'all shit multiple times, y'all rather just steal the sauce. And y'all have been doing this, DNC. I just proved how, like, I literally proved on 3 different occasions, literally. And this the reason why I'm doing this video. This is not for my own self-aggrandizement, because I'm at a place in my mind and in my spirit where I don't really care about that stuff anymore. I used to, and I admit that. But 500 years from now, 100 years from now, or 50 years from now, like someone that is like archaeologist or someone that's researching this stuff or the phenomena of this colleague J.N.S. who's calling herself the chief architect, um, and wants to review some of the things that I've said or anything that I've put out there. I want you guys to go and review these damn timestamps of what literally timelines, especially studied on weekly tarot videos. I'm just talking as an archaeologist level, like 50 years from now, 100 years from now, or even interdimensionally. I would like someone that is scholarly, that is quizzical, that would study. You know how like people had to get their true story of Zora Neale Hurston. Her story is not well told. Zora Neale Hurston was a targeted individual by the United States government, just like me, and they did a lot to that woman. They put her through the fucking ringer, try to get her on trumped up charges for all types of shit. A lot of people don't know that about Zora Neale Hurston. Put her in an unmarked grave. A queen, a queen mother, a goddess, a genius. Zora Neale Hurston was a genius, and for those of us who's in the know, Nina Simone, during the recording of "To Be Young, Gifted, and Black," in the beginning of that video, what did Nina Simone say? She said, "Zora Neale Hurston talked with me, her spirit." She said, "For those who know, you know what we talking about when we say that there are people that can talk with spirits and all this stuff." And Nina Simone said, Zora Neale Hurston gave Nina Simone the song for Young, Gifted, and Black and gave it to her. Nina Simone said this herself. And so Zora Neale Hurston, she literally said, I looked in her eyes, the picture of her eyes, and her spirit communicated this with me. And to know what they have put that woman through, and for her, Zora Neale Hurston, and again, I'm not a medium, I'm not a necromancer or nothing like that. I don't speak with spirits and all this stuff, but I can feel fucking energy, very powerful energy. Nina Simone's energy is so powerful. I can't even listen to Nina Simone's music, by the way. That's how powerful her spirit is to me. It clashes too much with, because she's she's very primordial. I'm very primordial too. And I love Nina Simone. I think she's fucking genius. But whew, I can't. Her music is too powerful. Like her resonance, I can't even listen to it. I have to literally bring my energy up, and then I can listen to it, and I like it. I enjoy it. Oh, I love it. But I'm telling you, her shit is too powerful. It's like someone literally standing in your room singing to your motherfucking, like that's how it feels. Like, how you listen to something and you bopping, you jamming, right? People's resonance carry, certain frequency. But when you listen to some Nina Simone, that shit feel like her whole big ass spirit is standing right in front of your motherfucking room. You ain't just listening to no song through your radio. It's like she come in that bitch and you can feel it. And that's why I don't listen to her. I say, oh, you're too powerful for me. Add energy. She literally take up the whole damn room for days at a time. And she'll give you some information too. But Zero Neil Hurston, reason why I telling my story like this, and where you're making me see, you see me do these staccato connections through my own life story, because knowing that Zero Neil Hurston was a targeted individual, and what she communicated to me when I was doing my research on her, and how people were, going back, scholars were going back to research her life, and in terms of the things that she had to deal with the U.S. government, and the trumped up charges, the unmarked grave, the disrespect, the degradation, because of her mind, and her writers are, if you don't, if you're a scholar and you're not MK Ultra, or you break your shit, or you become a target individual. It just is what it is. And it's not just, it happens to activists, whistleblowers, anybody. Military people get it the worst because they know the most, unfortunately. They experimented on the most people that have ties to secret societies, all this, families that are in secret societies. You guys know this stuff. Become a target individual. So Zora Neale Hurston had to deal with that shit. And and to research everything that she went through, when she was going through it, nobody knew, nobody cared. She didn't really talk about it. And then, a lot of things is so far fetched in terms of putting it together and how it works. Um, it's hard to make a case when you're alive, and so the reason why I doing a video like this is because I want some 50 years from now, to research some of the things that I've said, in terms of the things that I have, as far as targeted individual stuff, um, that I'm going to be releasing even a whole folder publicly. I'm going to send it to the Department of Justice, but I'm going to release it just so people, just somebody that's intelligent enough, not these fake ass people in 2024. I don't expect nobody. I don't expect support from none of y'all. I'm talking about like 50, 100 years from now, when people actually sit and do the research, put things together. When I say, like, the timestamps, the time alignment, timestamps of when I say something and then it happens, the claims of some, there's certain things that I can see spiritually, and then the things that happen, or even comparing, if I say somebody copies my content, put our shit in that damn, what's that, plagiarism, kind of plagiarism, what's it called, but they got that plagiarism software where you can put in just the writings of software, and then see who's using it. I think it's called Turnitin or something like that. Turnitin and Scribbler and all that. Scribber and Grammarly got a plagiarism checker. Y'all need to have the plagiarism checker for these fucking YouTube videos. And that's what I want. Now, you get a plagiarism software for the YouTube videos, and I want y'all, and I say somebody's copying my shit, I want y'all to put both of our videos up in that bitch, and see the date that I published it and the date that they put their shit in, and then do a comparison. And let's do just like how Turnitin look at your plagiarism checker. We need to do that for these content, YouTube, AI, YouTube videos especially. And so, I want one of y'all to go back and do that research of what the stuff that I be talking about, because it's just too early. I know I'm too early. I know I'm not. I know ain't nothing wrong with me, but I know I'm too early for a lot of the things that I talk about and I discuss. And like I told y'all, this system is ran interdimensionally, and so the people you see running it in the 3D, those are just mere puppets. You think Biden actually go and sit and think about a damn executive AI, and he calling damn Vice President Kamala Harris President Trump? Y'all think he read and thought about this housing cap rent one day after I told Trump to go and develop a housing policies for America? They hurry up and jump on it. I told you it's ran interdimensionally. But like I said, this is for the DNC. Instead of giving the rightful heir their position. And like I said, y'all sit up there and laugh and cry. Y'all gonna laugh now and cry motherfucking later, because it was ha ha kiki when all the shit was happening to me, and it was funny when I was getting locked up and they drugging me and they shooting me up with God knows what and fucking with me. After I say that, I could see that what was going on in the spiritual realm in terms of who was doing what, and MK Ultra and all this shit. It was all fun and games. But when I said that, I saw that, I know that I glitched a motherfucking system and won that Illuminati card game. And yeah, like I said, presidents are selected, not elected, and you guys know that. And so um I made a statement in 2022 of who the legal president of the United States was, on a legal sense, interdimensionally, not these puppets you see running this damn system. It is there is a shadow government. Yes, there is. Y'all should already know that. And I've made the call, and not just me, but powerful principalities for the good. We want to be out in the open because humans are too far behind. And it's when the ancient ones come, primordial people come, and primordial spirits, literal energies. Like you talking about, y'all really y'all want the return of Yeshua. Y'all ain't even ready for that. Y'all kill that man. Y'all not even ready. And because and we're like primordial ones, we're the ones that getting put on watch lists and targeted individual and all this shit, and getting fucked with by y'all because y'all don't understand us, and we're so advanced in many ways, maybe not in a mechanistic way, the materialistic way is way you guys think in terms of having a bunch of money and all this shit. But we're advanced with spiritual intelligence and in other ways, frequency wise. And we come down here and we thinking we want to help and teach and love and light and peace and joy and women and divine feminine, and y'all tear the frame out our asses. Y'all put y'all literally gang stalk us, fuck with us, had the government come after us, and the humans be put up to do that shit. And it's frustrating because it's like, well, what's the point? And even, like that's why people do drive-bys on planet Earth, and when we talk about that, we talk about spiritually, because they realize there's no point. You going, like, how many watchers y'all have killed, bodhisattvas y'all have killed, messiahs y'all have killed. I mean, y'all tell y'all what y'all waiting for that such and such, and y'all waiting for so and so to come, and y'all are not advanced enough to even handle that level of frequency that they bring, whether it be a primordial being, a deity, a bodhisattva, a earth guardian that wants to awaken, an angel. Y'all not ready for that level of information that they have. You can't decipher between the two. You think everything is a damn demon. You're scared of every damn thing. You love God. You say God, 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 God so much, but y'all bring up y'all talk about the devil more than y'all do God, and not realizing that Hecka is what determines what creates your damn state of consciousness. And you wonder why the earth is such at a so low frequency, because you're focused on shit that don't matter. But then the primordial ones, we got to deal with this lack of evolution and this lack of advancement in humanity, when they at one point were advanced, and many still are, of course, but at one point were more advanced, had more high level civilizations that were in tune with the universe and the galaxy. And so, yes, we want that return. It just is what it is. What the fuck y'all gonna do about it? And so it has to be out in the open because they so damn behind. It's like, how do you catch them up? What are y'all? The whole thing is behind. Look at the way look at look at the state of the country, our head of state. Look at how they carrying on. Look at that debate. Compare the debate between Romney and Obama and the debate between Trump and Biden. Look at how Biden is carrying on. Now Biden is old 81 or whatever, but they want to keep this old vanguard so bad, and your shit is falling apart because we've demanded evolution of consciousness and you refuse to do it. So now y'all want to sit up there and say, "Oh, let's pick a new person because he's not the one. He's not the one that's going to win against Trump." But like I said, y'all should have gave the rightful heir a position in 2022 and helped prepare them. And I don't know deceptive ass weird shit, no MK Ultra type weird shit, because that's not how we get down. You cannot do that to a primordial spirit. You can't do that to a primordial ancient one directly connected to 125D and Saturn and GIA and dark matter itself. Literally conjured from the essence of the dark matter. That is primordial pole of creation energy. You can't get no higher than that. To get through this galaxy, you got to get to go through Abraxas to get in this bitch. Very few. I mean, Abraxas don't give clearance for any interdimensional being to just come on this bitch. And guess we are all humans. And guess what? Like I said, humans are interdimensional. Yes, they are. Just because you forgot, don't mean that it's not true. That's why I'm not trying to push no alien theory or no shit like that on nobody. I don't care what anybody believes. Whatever you believe and whatever you hold true to you, hold true to it. Just don't do it on a lie. Make sure it's the authentic self, your authentic self, and you it will behoove you to be in alignment with the laws of the universe or the laws of nature. You study them laws of nature, study laws of nature and the mammals in the galaxy to follow what I'm talking about. But yeah, y'all sit up there and walking around like chickens with your heads cut off. This DNC, because you trying to hurry up and cover, and the shit is all out there, and the public can see it, and people are tired. There are Americans that just want this shit. Just get this shit out in the public and let's tell these people how this shit is really ran, and let's just keep it moving. Because most humans, to be honest, they worried about 9 to 5 and working, so they too damn distracted anyways to really pay thought to much of anything. They know that shit that they saying that stuff looks staged. They can see stuff look staged. They can see stuff look fake. They can see these rituals being carried out in front of them. They can see code. They can decipher code. Um, they checking out because it feels too fake. They check out because it feels too fake, because it's too staged. This world is a stage shit. This Truman Show shit. Y'all gonna have to get authentic. Y'all gonna have to be authentic and very transparent. Power is authentic. And people that wield power the right way and are very powerful naturally, people will respect it. People will bow down and for a righteous monarch, a righteous king, or righteous queen. And like I said, y'all could sit up there and sit up and thought y'all was electing and really electing these presidents all this time, and they all fucking related. And yeah, they could shadow ban this all they want, but y'all, yeah, they are related. All of the presidents are related. All of them come from the same bloodline. It just is what it is. And so, um, time is up, and y'all know who was the rightful heir. And whatever, we needed to spend them 12 years to prepare, whatever. But as far as the DNC, y'all need to go back to that drawing board, and y'all need to an overall reset of how y'all gonna how are y'all going to come off authentic. Stop the spells, stop the lies, and get fucking real. Y'all want to fuck with Saturn so bad, you don't wipe your ass unless you know the placements of Saturn. You Illuminati niggas. You want to know about Saturn so motherfucking bad, but y'all don't want to be real. But when Saturn requires authenticity, it is the number one requirement. Yes, there is an octave of the lower octave of the resonance of Saturn is where it's like a compost pile. Compost. Compost. You know how you take your waste and make a compost and then want to put it in your garden as fertilizer to add nitrogen and to add what is it, nitrogen and potassium into the garden so that you can grow better. You know, you take your orange peels and your coffee grinds and apple peels and old ass corn on the cob, and you just make this slush of compost waste. waste. And so that is the lower octave of Saturn. And that is the energy that y'all thought was all of Saturn. And that is the energy that y'all have been forcing. Like y'all, it's just like this lower level of Saturn, right? That the patriarch fucking was able to tap into because they can't get into levels of higher levels of Saturn. So they're able to tap into the lowest level of the octave of Saturn. They made that male and named it Satan, which is not true. Um, and then built a whole paradigm around Saturn based off of information that they barely understand on the lowest level of Saturn, which is that compost energy where you can dump all of your waste and all of the shadowed self, all of the shadowed shit for in the compost. Saturn, a land mine, this minefield of waste of the compost machine. But guess what? Compost eventually got to be used and churned a certain way to be used for what? The the fertilizer and the potassium and the nitrogen to do what? To grow your motherfucking garden that you one day gonna motherfucking harvest. And that is your shadow work. And that is the transmutation and the alchemical transformation of waste to harvest, of compost to the garden. And the highest levels of Saturn is that garden energy. Yeah, we got levels that you ain't ever gonna be able to tap into, not at your frequency that planet Earth is at. And we've been monitoring planet Earth for a long time. Saturn has always been a satellite for this planet, and we got plenty of moons. You already know the Saturn moons. They talking about they discovered 20 new moons. NASA bragging about they discovered 20 new moons of Saturn. That ain't nothing. They all satellites, quiet as it's kept. And yes, we've been watching all types of shit y'all been doing on this planet. And we know that y'all been dealing with the lower levels of the octave of the compost. And we let y'all get y'all shit off. But you conjured and conjured and conjured and oh Saturn and oh Saturn. Okay, motherfucker. Now it's time to do this transformation from the compost to the garden, to the higher level of that Saturn energy, which is an energy of pure intelligence, enlightenment, innovation, discipline, self discipline, order, and function. And it can be decentralized, but it gotta be logical. And it, what is the highest level of Saturn is authenticity. And so there is no room for deception and lies. Even if you do put it in front of a motherfucker and they allow themselves to get deceived, you can't then as a kid and say, well, I'm saying as a kid, because honestly, like our energies see humans as children, to be quite frank, even if you're 60, even if you're fucking what 71 or shit. But the energy, you know, of where you guys say, well, we let y'all know it's your fault if you got deceived. That is something a 15-year-old, that's the way of, again, that young ass Lucifer energy. That's something a 15, 16-year-old, 17, that's they thinking, they think like that. Well, I put it in front of you. We told you. Oh, you know what you was getting into. Y'all know what you was doing. You know what you was getting into. Did they really? Did they really know what they was getting into? No, you used deception. You was hiding shit, and you don't even understand shit to even make them type of calls. Even the power players that you think are the power players, they don't have the primordial intelligence to make those calls themselves. They're not mature enough. Those energies are not mature enough. And so when you deal with the higher levels of the octaves of Saturn, which are being forced on this planet, and which is a requirement for this planet to ascend into 5D, 60, 70, 80, into the age of the divine feminine, of the information age, and the age of the golden enlightenment and the awakening. Yeah, you think, yeah, motherfucker, spells are gonna be broken. You can't use deception. You can't use low governing force. You actually have to tell. You actually have to be authentic. You actually have to deal with the compost that y'all created. Y'all created a compost of fucking sludge bullshit. Now you gotta transform that into your garden. And the thing is, if we send down beings down here, humans, bodhisattvas, angels, avatars, deities that come down here to help facilitate that, you don't have a right to go and try to take them out or try to force and lie on these motherfuckers and telling motherfuckers they crazy and all this shit to cover for the bullshit that y'all caused on this planet, to cover for your system, for your corruption. It's all gonna get out there one way or the other, easy way or hard way. So and we told so you're going to see new formations and new things, and obviously we talk about this age of exposure. And what did I say? It's not so much an exposure like, oh my gosh, you need to be put on blast because you did all these wrong things. It's the energy of holding a resonance of authenticity. So anything that's not authentic will be exposed. You will be caught in contradictions. You will be caught falling on your sword. Just like how the DNC look crazy as fuck right now because they were not authentic. So you're being exposed. You got this crazy ass leader up here that we told you, you know, uh, y'all got to put more effort into the way you develop your candidates and the way y'all run these campaigns and the policies that y'all come up with and the things y'all want to do. Y'all gotta come up. Y'all gotta sit and actually do some creative work and creative thinking for that. Y'all can't steal from creative chosen ones because y'all ran out of shit to do and think, or because your frequency is so low and the spirit is so broken, to where you can't formulate your own creativity because there's too much shame, guilt, and fear. And that is the shame, guilt, and fear that you use to blackmail the politicians with, including the presidents, and the people in power. It's always been a blackmail game, to be able to control them. That energy is dying. It's an energy that cannot be sustained on this planet anymore. Saturn is not holding that compost. She is demanding that you turn your compost into the garden, that you use it as some sort of nitrogen to fertilize a new garden to harvest from. If you don't want to do that, then have your shit fall apart. You have to fall on your own, you have to implode on your own state of consciousness because we're not tolerating it. Planet Earth is not even tolerating it, let alone energy like Saturn. Planet Earth is young, is not as primordial, but it's still a very pragmatic, a very intelligent. It's more smooth though. It's more down to earth, a relaxed energy, not as structured, not as ordered. It's a free will planet, and so that's why Saturn has always been governing the energy of this planet to balance that stuff out. But it's never been just some damn compost. You got that's an octave of resonance. That's why we talked about things being interdimensional in terms of density and dimension. So the lowest octave of Saturn, which is what planet Earth is governed, runs, which is, I won't say what planet Earth, what the system, what the United States, what the system, the globalists, what they run the system off of is the low octave of Saturn resonance, which is the compost, where everybody just throw your sludge and your shadows and your inner demons and your collective unconscious that is unevolved into one big compost and churn it up, churn it, and feed off of that energy, feed off of that death cult energy, that blood energy, ancestral energy, ancestral spirits, and all that. But that's the lowest level of it. That's the lowest level of Saturn. And I told y'all in 2022, it has to be raised the highest levels of those energies, that are here to usher in this age of Aquarius and this new, the age of the divine feminine and Christ consciousness. Yeah, those energies of the higher levels of Saturn, y'all, this planet is not prepared for it. The planet is actually prepared for it. The planet itself is prepared for it. It's the your systems. Humans are not prepared for it. The systems, and so y'all are disrespectful, as far as the DNC, to think that you can just ignore decrees and ignore um, rightful bloodlines that you have stolen and buried. They know that the rightful bloodlines are back. They actually know who they are, and they want to ignore, blacklist them. They try to kill us. They try to do all types of shit, and so it's very disrespectful to try to ignore, but then want to go and copy and steal the ideas, the rhetoric, the content, the sauce. And so the DNC, this is what y'all have been doing instead of being righteous and honorable and spending a couple of years to figure out what the fuck y'all gonna do. Who y'all gonna run? What kind of profile, psychological profiles do y'all want them to have? Y'all think y'all gonna just MK Ultra everybody to motherfucking death and be patsies, government patsies and government puppets and shit. And these humans, they not falling for it. Y'all see how y'all every time y'all try to do that shit to me, y'all you see how come out. They ain't gonna be dealing with that shit no more. People gonna break their shit, say what the fuck is on their mind, and y'all gonna try to hurry up and do that ritual, have them say some crazy shit, like like what just happened with young Pharaoh and Ryan Garcia and Kanye West. How they start off saying some shit, waking some stuff up, and going deep, and then next thing you know, they just go off on a deep rail and say some crazy shit. No, yeah, that stuff, like people gonna start seeing the pattern of that, and people gonna start studying this stuff. And not everybody is going to be susceptible to no damn MK Ultra. So what the fuck are y'all going to do with y'all presidents and y'all politicians? Like, what is the plan? Y'all can't just put every motherfucker under MK Ultra and just rule and run through their vessel. It's humans that's really primordial that got the clearance, the power, the sanction, the authority to run it without none of that shit y'all be trying to put them through. And they got the mind power and the brain power, the power of the galaxy backing them. And so if y'all don't want to honor that because of ego or because of jealousy or because of a threat to what you feel is your system, which is a fucking dying system, it's a dying false system, then don't fuck with Saturn though. Go to someone else. Really, I don't know what planet you can go to. I don't know what planet is going to tolerate y'all bullshit. I don't know what planet would tolerate lies and deception and bullshit. Mars got y'all smooth the fuck off. Yeah, we don't talk about what happened on Mars, right? What happened? You learned what happened on Mars. Y'all got smooth. Y'all got straight. The frame tore out y'all asses on Mars. You go to Jupiter with that. You can't. It can't sustain. You can't do compost energy on Jupiter. You can't do compost energy on Venus. Venus is you can't because you actually gotta look. You gotta raise to the occasion, and the physical's gotta match the inside on Venus. So you can't pull the way y'all been getting away with the bullshit y'all been doing on this planet. I'm talking about the shadow government. Y'all have been using the compost of planet Saturn to get it done. And so what planet is going to allow y'all to be a fucking compost as a Earth? And Earth is not a compost. Earth does recycle the dead bodies of humanity and mammals and amphibians and reptilians. It does collect the dead bodies of humanity, but what the Earth depends on the rain from the universe, the unknown, the snow, the water, it comes from these unknown sources: the thunder, the lightning, the clouds. And so it depends on the energies of other unknown sources, which would be the dark matter, which is your cosmic power source, as well as the sister planets, certain constellations, Orion constellation, Saturn, the moons of Saturn, the moons of Jupiter. It's all been it's like a baby sister. Earth, that's what planet Earth is, like a baby sister that you watch over and that you look after, but you let them grow and evolve at their own pace as a free will planet. And so if y'all don't want to evolve as a planet Earth, okay, but stop fucking with Saturn. Uh, oh, okay, but where you gonna go to do this compost energy, this fucked up ass shit that y'all doing behind the scenes that y'all don't have the public knowing about? The child trafficking, the things that y'all are doing, and they are doing this shit, and they are lying about it. And the satanic ritual abuse, and all these victims coming forward, all these MK Ultra victims coming forward in 2024. But y'all claim that y'all stopped that program, and y'all didn't start that program. Y'all didn't stop that program, and y'all try to cover for people that's involved in it. And y'all got real primordial energies that are so powerful that y'all put in that fucking program as the joke's on you, and doing illegal shit to them. And they ready to they'll throw y'all motherfucking asses in the damn wormhole behind that shit. A black hole. Okay. Okay. So you had, I want to say this. You have to be authentic when dealing with this Saturn energy, DNC. That means you have to go to the drawing board, think of how y'all, what kind of plays y'all gonna run. If y'all want to do the Hecka base, again, this system is ran off of Hecka energy. So if your plays gotta be smooth, they gotta make sense, they gotta be illogical, they gotta be authentic, and they gotta be in alignment with the ancestral lands of North America. You can't mimic morning star energy. You actually have to be it. You can't mimic love. You can't act like you can't act this shit out. Is what I'm saying. Y'all are acting this shit out. You can't act like you the morning star energy. You actually have to be it. And yes, there are more than one morning stars, and you can look that up biblically to get that evidence. It says it right in your Bible. There are more than one morning star. Morning star is a class of angels, believe it or not. Read your. It's in the Old Testament. Um, there's more than one. So you get one that come down here that get clearance, but there's more than one morning star energy. But you can't mimic that energy. You actually have to be it. That's a light code. Either you got that light code or you motherfucking don't. You can be inspired by a morning star. You can be inspired by them. They can teach you some things, but uh that's an ascension level that you have to get to. You got the same thing. You can't act like you know love. You actually have to be love. You have to. You can't mimic love. You have to be it. You can't mimic the sauce. You have to create your own. You can't mimic a chosen one. You have to create your own. You have to create your own sauce. You have to work with your own energy. You can't be an energy vampire off of somebody else's shit. And let me tell you, uh, some real shit. So you fucking brotherhood niggas that fucked up this whole planet and overthrew that matriarchy. You want to know who you can't mimic? Let me tell you who you can't mimic. For those that wondering who I am, yeah, you can't mimic the great architect. You can't mimic the chief architect. You can't mimic that. You have to be that in the age of Saturn. And that's a very powerful energy. And it's not an energy that is deceptive. It is not an energy that will cause harm, that will go against the will of the damn universe. So whatever little simulation y'all done created, holographic bullshit y'all done mimicked and created off some botched information that you received, and think you'd have figured it out. Uh, now, because Big Mama's home, okay, real Saturn, okay, real Saturn is home, and so you can't be God body. You actually have to be God body. We had George, was it George Soros and the dude Schwab, the dude Schwab or whatever, I forgot his name, Klaus Schwab or whatever. He was bragging, stating that they are the gods of the planet. The dude Schwab dude. Let me get a picture of him. Let me get a picture of him. The Schwab uh guy. What's that guy? It's not Charles Schwab. It's the Schwab. Oh my God. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. This dude right here. He goes around and saying it's called Schwab. Yeah, he says we are the gods. Yes, this was what he was saying. Like, you know, we are the guys, y'all the peasants or whatnot. That's what he told y'all. George, he's the motherfuckers that run the World Economic Forum. That's what you told them. You told them that you was the gods of the planet. Well, uh, I need to tell you this, nigga. Uh, You're not the only one. Okay. I told one of y'all government operative last year, who made who sent a subliminal. It actually was subliminal. It was a phone call. It was a literal phone call, phone conversation that I'm sure the NSA has recorded. Uh, but yeah, made it very clear that that y'all was watching me and the bloodlines or after me and my bloodline. They were ready to go to war, spiritual war, whatever. Um, and I told y'all last year we will throw this planet in a dark hole so fast you won't be able to do anything about it. So these people, they think they are gods because they can control others and dominate other energy markers and markets and use reverse engineer technology on unsuspecting people. That don't make you no damn god. But tell these people the ultimate truth of how this whole system works and see if they follow you. See if they see you as a god. So stop the deception. We're not going to tolerate any deception. You're going to have to do, everybody have to do with their own humanity. Everybody have to do with their own divinity. Inability to do the shadow work based on the compost, that's not a damn excuse. That's not an excuse. Now, when we say, why y'all keep threatening to throw us in a dark hole? A dark hole is going into a damn another. Let's get esoteric. Going into a dark hole is just going into another dimension, a black vagina, another black hole of the universe. We talk about black holes in physics, but another black hole where you would be siphoned off into a resonance of silos of consciousness. And those of the lowest level will be recycled back into the God particle. So, those that, oh, we are the gods, we are the gods. You want to be close to God? Oh, yeah, you going to get it. You want to be like God? It's interesting because that's what's going to happen to y'all asses if y'all get swallowed in a black hole, which is one of the solutions that we're thinking of. For clearing up the low governing force. But it's not a bad thing. It's not a scary thing because you pretty much just get recycled back into like a love consciousness. You become a star again. It's pretty much all that will happen. Another, uh, for some of you, you become a star explosion. Of star energy and new formation is nothing. It's no energy is destroyed, so you're gonna get rebirthed into a new paradigm. That's pretty much all it is. It's a rebirth. That's extreme though, because you have the opportunity to reset on your own. Humanity has all the tools and opportunity to do things on their own and to solve their own problems at this point. If they awaken and do the work, they have that capability. Nobody should have to step in. You see how bad it got on Mars. You see where Uranus is tilted on his motherfucking side, just spinning like that on his side like that. The only planet that does that. What you think that's about? And we say it's the octave of Saturn for a reason because it was thrown out. I mean, come on. Y'all want to go there? It was thrown out. It is a baby child that was a petulant child that got his motherfucking ass thrown out too, but it's still very important planet. But it is an octave of resonance of Saturn. It's governed by Saturn as well. But you see, when they were pulling on that bullshit on Mars, what happened? We got your asses right on out the paint with that. And so going into black holes, it ain't really no big deal. It's probably a pleasant solution for some of the people that's trapped down here because they're like, shit, that's your yeah, that's pretty much a pass to out of the ionosphere. But for those that caused it, the fallen watchers that rule over those energies that caused a lot of this bullshit, yeah, you're gonna be recycled. Yeah, you're going right back into source energy. And those that match a certain resonance and can get out at a certain frequency and be free on their own, that's on they get to create the realities that they still want to create, the narratives and the consciousness that they want to experience. That's what will happen. So it's not ever a bad thing because the universe goes towards enlightenment and innovation and balance and success and justice and intelligence and love and spirit. And so that's the only thing we actually truly care about. But yeah, DNC, y'all gonna have to think long and hard about this liberal left shit and even what liberal and left means. You need to define, when we say what liberal and all this stuff, America is not left in the way that you think. Now, when we talk about left hand path, left side, the left, um, Varmachara, the left in primordial culture, primordial sense has always related to the divine feminine. And so, in terms of like, what are the values of America? What do Americans actually value? Y'all need to do that research because they don't value all this bullshit y'all trying to get them to value in terms of sexualizing of children and telling people there's no gender and all this crazy ass shit and all this stuff that don't nobody care about, stuff y'all should be evolved past. you know um America always valued family, and so when y'all try to do things that take people apart from the family, it don't sit right with a lot of people, whether that be Black Americans, white Americans, Latino, Asian, no matter. America has always valued the family structure. And so we realize like people is looking at the DNC like y'all don't value family, y'all don't value women, y'all don't value children because child trafficking is wrong. Y'all don't value children. Y'all don't value Americans, hardworking citizens. Like y'all don't. It's weird how y'all cripple people, and people can't see how the Democratic Party cripples people. And so, like I said, when y'all talk about be liberal, we liberal. Okay, liberation, freedom, and liberation is not what these ideas of the left that y'all have had, and the things that y'all do to try to appeal to uh, Black women's and Black Americans. This shit is not working no more because our ideas are not in alignment. We don't share the same definition of liberalism. We don't share the same definition of left. And so, what the fuck is the DNC? What is y'all doing? Because we value family and we value children. We always value children, and so we want to see policies for children. We want to see policies that's geared towards the family, the housing stuff. That's a start. But also the candidates gotta be looking right. The candidates gotta be right, and it gotta be authentic. Everything about y'all gotta be authentic because right now y'all don't look authentic. I look like y'all constantly doing plays. Y'all constantly having gaps and moments like wearing of the Timbs, hot sauce in the bag, trying to act like you like collard greens, going to listen to Sexy Red and all this crazy shit. Like, be real. That ain't real. That Juneteenth celebration where they had them doing that dancing, I don't want to love nobody but you, pointing at the sky. Y'all know good and well y'all don't be listening to no damn Kirk Franklin gospel song. That is so staged. And like it looks so fake. It don't look real. Like, what would you do when nobody is looking? What do you do when nobody is looking? That's how you need to carry on in the public. And so, like I said, we got to get this United States government in alignment with the land of North America, the universe, and the galaxy, which is the law of dark matter. What the fuck did y'all think this was? Y'all sit up there and want to mess with things and conjure energies and stuff that of energies y'all don't understand and thinking y'all gonna be ushering in some damn anti-particle and antimatter, and we looking like them primordial energies don't get down like that. What the fuck is you doing? Because we have our own agendas and our own orders, and so we to us y'all look like children. There's no judgment in that sense because it's like if you don't know, you don't know. If you don't know better, you don't know. You don't know, you don't know. But at the same time, like, don't be arrogant and act like you know. Copy the sauce from sources that you know. Then try to take them primordial energies out or bury them. You know, you gon' like don't be uh fucked up like that. Don't do that shit. Like give if it's a rightful heir, and y'all know who these rightful heirs are. But because they not about to take no oath or because they not signing no stupid ass contracts and they real Kabbalists, they don't need your Kabbalah. They don't need your Kabbalists. We don't need your contracts. We don't believe in Babylonian, Luciferian magic systems because we know that you botched it and reversed engineer it, so you don't even properly understand it. We ain't even trying to offend nobody. We just don't get down like that because real morning star energy don't need all of that ritualistic bullshit. We don't need no blood, no energies from other people, no big ass ritual. You just need your motherfucking heckle in your mind. You just need your mind in the galaxy and love. Like that's all you damn need. You don't need all this like and you know, I can be talking to a damn brick wall and that's fine. That's fine. But until you can get in alignment with the land of North America as the United States governance in this universe and the law of dark matter, because we're moving it out of the law of water, no matter what you want to say, you're going to be forever going in circles and your system will fall. Because a system that's not based on truth always falls. A nation that can't stand on the truth always falls. You have to stand on the motherfucking truth. Y'all sitting there lying about programs and the stuff that y'all doing illegally with this rogue black ops CIA shit, and then you know y'all sitting up there labeling good people, genius ass people, crazy and stuff because you scared they uncovering what the fuck they know and the shit that y'all did. Okay, and so the system will fall. A nation that can't stand on the truth will fall. You see this situation. Y'all sitting there scrambling, talking about y'all don't want Joe Biden to run now. Y'all want him to sit down because he look crazy. He about to kiss random, you know, a person he think is his wife because he can't tell the difference now because he's old in age. So we are done with this. You know, like y'all should have prepared better candidates or had if y'all did want them up there, y'all don't have the energies around it, the innovative energies to get shit done to properly run this damn country. Y'all looking at other people to get to see what they doing and then blacklisting and shadow banning a motherfucker and then copying they shit less than a day later and go and give it and go and copy the plays. That's what y'all doing, and that's ridiculous. And so y'all about to look even more crazy if y'all keep fucking with primordial spirits that y'all not prepared to fuck with. Y'all about to look even more crazier. So y'all better spend the next couple of years just preparing and going back to the drawing board and seeing where's DNC. Y'all need a whole makeover. What are we gonna do? What are our policies? What do we stand for? What does liberalism mean? If you wanted the Black American as your base, okay, we don't have no resonance with y'all because Black Americans are naturally generally more conservative than the left, believe it or not. And so a lot of the stuff y'all be pulling is not appreciated. It doesn't fit our narrative. Now y'all like to say that, oh, y'all was the party that looked out for welfare and food stamp. Not all of us is on no welfare and motherfucking food stamp. Not only that, you know, we already know the history of Lyndon B. Johnson and all that whole play. But y'all say y'all try to come off like, oh yeah, we'll look out for you better than the Republicans. That shit ain't got nothing to do with Republican or Democrat because these set asides or those bills. I mean, not those bills, but those funds that are for Social Security and stuff and food stamp. That stuff is there regardless. That stuff can't be touched regardless of who's in office. It can't be touched, and you might get a Social Security increase or a military raise quicker under a Republican under a Democrat. It depends on the actual candidate. The candidate matters, not the motherfucking party. The fuck? The candidate is who matters. Their brilliance, their energy, their inertia, the spirits that are on them, that in the bloodline in the rank, to pull them through to where they can handle that level of intelligence and knowledge to run a fucking country. That's what the true monarch mentalism was. Y'all don't have any person that y'all done ran and candidate that got that level of energy and power. We already know who got them, and we know exactly where they at. And y'all been trying to kill them off. Y'all been trying to target individuals, putting them on lists, got them spelling, saying crazy smear campaigns about them, like y'all did with me, and I am one of them. Y'all sitting there watching me and shit instead of just going and get this off. But I'm letting you know now, I'm not signing nothing, no crazy ass contract, no oaths, no none of that bullshit, because it was never required in our dimension, and it was never required. That shit was something that y'all came up with. That ain't got nothing to do with that ain't had nothing to do with no fallen watchers. That Lucifer. Y'all done came up, y'all done conjured some bullshit up. Y'all made all that. Y'all made all that shit up. So no, I'm not. Y'all go with somebody else with that bullshit and sucker tucker them out they soul. Y'all ain't sucker tuckering me out my soul. Y'all motherfuckers is crazy. Y'all can't do that to me anyways. That's a more you can't do that to a morning star damn energy. Are y'all crazy? It won't work. It won't work no matter what. Even if I tried to do that, it wouldn't work. Nothing would work. Y'all know how powerful those energies are? In the octaves of chimera spirits that's on them, it has nothing to do with their satanic system. I know you guys are brainwashed into thinking everything is a damn demon. But yeah, if a fallen watcher came from the 125D of heaven onto this planet, where do you think they got that fucking knowledge from? It may be too advanced for a human to understand it, but if fallen angels got it, then regular angels know it too. Angels that's not motherfucking fallen. Angel bodhisattvas know it. Deities know it. Some humans that come down here in the human flesh know it information. Now, that's some shock. I mean, that's literally logic. That's just logic. If someone comes down and give you some information and say that, oh, this was what they was trying to hide from you and all this shit, well, nobody trying to hide from you. Your motherfucking ass wasn't ready for it. Look out, you ain't ready for it now. Y'all still arguing about black and white, male and female gender wars. Y'all still got gender wars. You still got black and whites arguing, fighting. Africans fighting against black Americans. Can't even get along based on it. Can't come on, let alone like codes and epigenetics and DNA. Y'all still arguing about the skin colors. White people want to be so superior when they know good and hell well you are a genetic defect, a genetic recessive. That don't mean you get treated less than, or that don't mean you a slave or nothing like that. It just means, nature it did something deviant and it will correct itself, and so you will correct yourself. It has nothing to do with superiority or inferiority. It's frequency based. It has nothing to. That's not how it works. But y'all wanted to sit up there and be all obsessed with that ego and obsessed with race and all this stuff in America, and now chickens come home to roost. Get worked up over psyops and bullshit that don't matter. They know at the highest levels of this system, they know that shit don't matter, and they know that black nobility still run this shit. It's all a play. Wake up. Good God. Nonetheless, RNC, you not far from getting your ass tore out the frame either. You gotta come under order too. And the same thing that was said about the DNC goes for the RNC too. It does. It goes for y'all too. It's just that this DNC, y'all sitting up there, I just noticed a pattern of every time I publish a certain video or say something on YouTube, y'all motherfuckers the next day or a couple of days later go and had a White House, whatever. And then I know that I've been involved with people that I know are heavy into politics, have written legislation, have worked for politics, have met with the presidents. So I know that they're watching me. It's not like something I'm just being paranoid about. Like, oh, you're just paranoid. Like, no, I know people who have access to those political arenas. So I know what I'm saying is not far fetched. And I know for a fact that people that are involved in politics watch my YouTube channel. And so I know that's how the information is being funneled to the top. I know that's how it goes. So what the fuck? Like I said, it's about to get real. Now, this Zero No Hosting, to end this video, but I actually want to play Nina Simone, Young, Gifted, and Black, Zero No Hosting, because this is powerful. Very, very, very powerful. And she's going to bring the house down. It's going to be like being in church. I'm going to try to look at those Black American faces at the end and everything. Okay. But this was what she said. Zora Neale Hurston. Zora Neale Hurston gave her. Let me make sure it was Zora Neale Hurston. You know what? It wasn't Zora Neale Hurston. It's the Lorraine's Hansberry. Lord have mercy. You know, I'm just like Lorraine. I knew. I said, no, this don't look like her face. Lorraine's Hansberry. Whew. Good God. It's this baby girl. But you know what? I'm okay with Zora Neale Hurston. And I want to make it clear, it was Lorraine's Hansberry that gave Nina Simone the song Young, Gifted, and Black. She said in the spiritual realm. That's what Nina Simone said, in the spiritual realm. You call her a high priestess of soul for a reason. But Zora Neale Hurston, she speaks to my soul. And she was a targeted individual. And the United States government fucked with her a lot because of her brilliance and her genius. And they did try to tarnish her. Had her in an unmarked motherfucking grave. A genius. Y'all ain't about to do me like that. Mm-mm. Because she's come to me, you know, and I'm telling you, she was this. I was a targeted individual, just like you, by the United States government. It is possible to be too bright to be seen. Yep, Zora Neale Hurston. Read her story, research it. Research her story. Research her story, and then you'll be like, and it was a researcher that went back and was like, something ain't, what the hell? How did they do? What did they do to this lady? She went through the ringer. Lorraine Hansberry did too. At first, they was because this is what happened with when they do with the people they put in these programs, like the Harlem Renaissance. We all knew that was like kind of like a psyop, and they was going to get like these brilliant, brilliant fucking Black Americans in Harlem and in New York, and giving them pushing them into writing and acting. This was a whole play. No lie. The CEO of Sears, with a couple other CEOs, they had a budget set aside. They went into Harlem in the hood and to find gifted as Black Americans, invest in them in terms of get like piano lessons, writing workshops, whatever, and kind of looked at their genealogy and knew that they would be who they were. And they wanted to like have this whole play where, hey, we have this Black American movement in terms of the Harlem Renaissance, and then jazz to distract from what the racism that they was doing in the 60s. The thing is, the shit backfired on them because they built them up, but then they were like too brilliant and then uncontrollable and then too knowledgeable of what the fuck was going on, and they were speaking up about it. The Lorraine Hansberrys, your Paul Robinsons, your James Baldwins, the people, Medgar Ledgers, or Medgar Ledgers. I'm going to say, I'm probably getting his name wrong. Then you got the Black Panther energy, the Huey P. Newton, all this stuff coming out of this energy, and it was too powerful for them to control. Like a Zora Neale Hurston, Nina Simone. I mean, come on, Nina Simone was also a targeted individual. Nina Simone, they did her dirty, tried to pull that stuff. Oh, she crazy, all this stuff. The bitch was a genius, and they tried to pull that. And she just wanted to live in Africa and just live all free off the earth. That's what Nina Simone, that was literally, watch her documentary. She said it herself. Like, I just wanted to just live, but They drugged her up and they pulled that bullshit on her, and they wanted to make that money off of, that's what they do. But when they started to realize, like, okay, yeah, we invested in all these Black Americans for, Harlem Renaissance in these moments, and we got niggas like James Baldwin, they going off script. Pretty much they breaking the MK Ultra. They doing what the fuck they want to do, and so they was coming down hard on them. They were coming down, and they said that's why they never really did that again. You never really have a moment like the Harlem Renaissance again, right? They pulled that in the conscious community, and it went left again, and they shut it down. They was bringing out like certain conscious community, like the Francis Cress Welsing and all this stuff, and it's like this was real and authentic, and these people were like really riders, and then it was like, hold up, that's why today you don't have that energy, so much controlled opposition, and it's so fake, and stuff is looks the Black leaders look so fake. They're always caught in scandals, and they always have records, or they are human traffickers, or they literally are CIA, shit like that. Like you see that type of energy with your Black quote unquote leaders today, the people of influence, because anybody that has an influence has to take an oath, and they have to do what is in line with the system. There is not going to be. I mean, you have someone like me, but I'm never going to get a mic in, and they have told everyone, like, don't ever promote her, don't ever, you know, and blacklist or whatever, because they don't want that type of frequency and information out, especially the stuff that I publish, the things that I talk about. They don't want that energy to catapult into stuff that like they can't handle, like in the 60s. That's why they had the J. Edgar Hoover shit with the, all this shit. We gotta make sure we never have no Black Messiah. They never had no Malcolm X after that. You weren't gonna get no damn, was it? Malcolm X wasn't gonna get no damn, who are the other ones? Paul Robeson after that. No, Leroy Jones after that. No, Ralph Bunche after that. No, Zero Neil Hurston after. Oh, hell no, them niggas, man, can't control them. They too powerful. So we're gonna say they crazy. We're gonna say they did this, they did that, knock them off. With her, they couldn't kill her. They couldn't kill Zora Neale Hurston, but they put her through the fucking ringer, man. They put her through the ringer. Said she crazy, that she was a molester. Come on, they found no evidence in that. They just literally just making up lies on her and damage her reputation. And of course, the Black community, always sell their own out. Don't look out for their own. So that the fuck happens. Died in an unmarked fucking grave. Really, really. Same with Nina Simone, fucked up in the game. James Baldwin. This is what they do to their own people. You think everybody got a fucking sacrifice for y'all, and they don't. And so they came after these people and put them through the ringer. Because they kept going off script, and they vowed to never allow it to happen again. They never wanted it to happen again. And so that's why you got all that controlled opposition bullshit out right now. And all that influence and all that stuff, and that's just celebrity. It's nothing, it's not, you ain't getting shit with them people as Black Americans. And y'all want to sit up there and go for that, go for that. But when we crack down on y'all and y'all on the wrong side of history, don't say shit. Because we warned y'all. We warned you. Either you honor your bloodline or you don't. These white people, they honor their bloodline. Y'all sit up there and don't honor your bloodline, want to get in with them and where you fit in, and thinking you're going to be a part of this corrupt ass system, and then turn against your own primordial energies to do it and take money for it. Nah, hell nah. Y'all gonna get the same motherfucking smack down as well. You want to act like them and talk like them and be like them, we ain't recognizing the difference in the light codes and none of that. And many of you are not us. You're just a damn vessel that look like melanin, but it's a white person inside because it's a transferred consciousness. We ain't gonna get into that. That's too deep. That's too deep for y'all. And yeah, we know some of y'all reptilians too. Oh, that's also too deep. That's way too deep. Now we getting way too deep. So yeah, let's chill there. Let's look at Huey P. Newton. Because I'm telling you, these energies are back. And they with me. They with authentic energies. They are not about to be with no controlled opposition bullshit because they said they wanted these changes. We want these changes for America, for the golden age of America, and that's what the fuck it's gonna be. What the hell do y'all think this is? I don't understand. But the thing is, this is a good thing because it's in alignment with nature and the universe. And you can never go wrong with authenticity and love and intelligence and spirit. You can't go wrong with the primordial ingredients of the pole of creation. No, you can't go wrong with that. We're here for good. And so we about to play this Nina Simone. We about to roll out on Nina Simone and get y'all life. Get y'all life. And I'm gonna be back on here to talk about that. What's that girl name? Something to God. She just had passed away. Got shot in front of some damn beauty store. Lord have mercy. I want to break that down because that's ridiculous. But also we want to talk about ladies and energy deficit creations through your own actions. You want to talk about it, ladies, because she did not deserve to die, but she created an energy deficit that had to be balanced based off of the after actions of what she did. And so I want to talk about that as well because that's just on my mind heavy. And I show was about to. I thought you niggas because I saw you the black men's they stood there want to justify oh she did and she did. So I was about to rip them a new head. And I said, oh, they about to justify some black women getting shot in front of a beauty store or in front of her debut. I'm getting all worked up. And I actually looked into it and did some research. And I said, oh, hold up. She on some Folio type shit. She on some y'all just getting disrespectful. I don't know what it is with Gen Zs and what's it is. Is it Gen Zs or that's still millennials? She was in her 20s. I'm 32, so she was in 26. We probably both millennials, but y'all are just getting reckless out here. You're too fucking reckless. And so I was about to beat you black men's with a belt. Hearing y'all try to justify that that the girl getting killed like that, and then I looked into it and I'm like, oh, she was really out of pocket spiritually. Oh, she was really out of pocket, but she didn't deserve to die, you know. But she was definitely out of pocket spiritually, and I want to talk about it, ladies, because this is somebody people have to speak out on these things as women because we want to protect each other. And yes, I love the divine feminines and the black women's, and it also requires though that we have conversations with one another in terms of um, code of conduct and what is proper behavior because she got off. I'll actually save that. Let's look into Nina Simone. I don't want to break the energy up. Focus on some low vibration shit. Let's look at Nina Simone, and then we gonna talk about that girl that offed her ex and then wanted to ride off the energy of that death to enter in the fucking music industry and make and get money off of gloating about killing him, taking a life. Yeah, he was beating her ass. Yeah, but yeah, I gotta talk about that. Let's watch this though.
Morning, quite recently, there was an article in the New York Times on Lorraine Hansberry and a play downtown off Broadway called To Be Young, Gifted, and Black, produced by her. And there was a picture of her there. And it was a picture that I have seen many times before. But photography, as you know, has its own way of communicating, just its own mediums do. And all I can tell you is that this picture caught hold of me. And in her eyes, this will sound very strange, but not to people who are really hip. Um, she kept trying to tell me something. I was sitting on the bed, and I remember distinctly saying I would keep looking at the picture, and keep looking at the picture, and of course the memory of being with her many times kept coming flooding back in my memory. But I said, and I remember inspiration is a very strange thing. Sometimes it just happens like a light. And I remember getting a feeling in my body. And I said, that's it. To be young, gifted, and black. That's all. And sat down at the piano at that moment and made up a tune. And it just flowed out of me. I knew what I wanted it to say in essence, but I couldn't get the words together. So I called up my musical director and told him what was on my mind, explained to him a little bit about Lorraine Hansberry because he didn't know her. And he captured the mood, and the song was born less than 2 days later. And that's been less than a month ago. So I really think that she gave it to me. That's what I mean when I say that.
To be young, gifted, and black. Oh, what a lovely, precious dream. To be young, gifted, and black. Open your heart to what I mean. You shouldn't leave now. In the whole world, you know, there's a million boys and girls who are young, gifted, and black, and that's a fact. You are young, gifted, and black. We must begin to tell our young. There's a world, little girl, waiting for you. Yours is the quest that's just begun. So when you're feeling depressed, alienated, and real low, there's a great truth that you should know. To be young, gifted, and black, your soul's intact. Don't you forget it. Your soul's intact. Oh, I'm feeling good now. Yes, 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 yes. Langston Hughes is gone, but he meant the same thing. And you know about Billy, poor Billy. They killed him for the very same thing that you have a party on. You know? They killed her because she smoked pot. Really? They killed her.
She was speaking in code. They killed Billie Holiday. Y'all do know that she was murdered. You're speaking in code. Just overdose stuff. We just sacrifice ritualistic hit. That's what she's talking about.
Now, of course, Lorraine is gone. Enough, 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 Lena. It feels so good. By the way, this is a black orchid given to me last night. Where were we? Which Jersey City by the Black Students Council, and I preserved it until tonight so you could see it. Aye. Okay, this is the last one. To be young, gifted, and black. Oh, how I long to know the truth. There are times when I look back and
Now y'all see why I said the church. Now y'all can feel this spirit, authentic spirit of primordial energies. That black woman. Mhm. Look at their face. Look at their face. That's what we're missing. We need those type of ministries again, man. I'm telling you, I'm so tired of this control opposition black shit, man. I just can't. Like, this was the real. We used to be in our bag, man. This is the energy that I love. This is how I know. That's how I see Black Americans, just like this. This what made me fall in love with my people. This energy right here. This energy is gone, man. I'm telling you, this energy is what's real. That was so amazing. That was so amazing. I was a young person as I watched that. And I watch this every now and then when I need a nice little reminder because I love the energy. It's how they stand in ovation. That little song, that just but it was the spirit behind it. It wasn't no big chords or big instrumentation, no big ass band, no nothing. You heard how it started off, and people was leaving. They said, "Oh hell no!" That's she said, "You shouldn't leave," because she told them, "You're about to get your anointing." This is a primordial energy. See, they don't see it. They thinking, "Oh, that sound off key." You see how it started? It started off. It sounded like all this shit off key. And,
Feeling depressed,
you know how it started off?
and that's a
Let's see.
That's what I mean.
red and black. Open your heart. There's a million boys and girls who are young, gifted, and black, and that's a fact. You are young, yes, so when you're feeling,
And then
it's where it's at. It's where it's
it's the spirit. It's the spirit release. Watch this part. Well, remember when she says your soul intact? She said you shouldn't leave now. You don't want to leave now. Your soul intact. Your soul intact. That's what she kept trying. It was a key. It was a nice little cold message that she was trying to tell motherfuckers. You know,
young, gifted, and black. It's where it's at. It's where it's at. It's where it's at. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Okay, y'all get the point because they may actually make me take the video out during the playback. So let me get my ass on up off of here. But yeah, y'all get the point. I'm gonna be back on here. I'm gonna take a little break, and I'm gonna be back on here. But yep, Young Gifted in Black, and that's the video. It was a long one. It was a long. Oh, 3 hours and 12. Oh my gosh! Let me get my ass off here. This is supposed to be a weekly tarot. It's supposed to be an hour long. The fuck. Yeah, let me get up off of here. I'll be back on here. Okay. Love you guys. I'm gonna talk to you later. I need to make sure because I stream this on 2 channels, so I like to make sure that one channel is ended before the other one is taking place. Okay. So you guys be easy. I'm gonna see y'all next week.